Yeah.
It was close to the NIT, right?
Yeah, prominence in 2025 when its first full event in Los Angeles saw two students compete to see who had the fastest swimmers. Winner of that competition received a prize of $10,000.
Sadly, I play online only now.
Hey, can we give Tyler some props
What did he say?
For this picture?
Oh, no, that is a great AI
It's incredible.
photo. Yeah, it's a great AI photo.
Yeah. So you actually did this? Or you didn't find it online? You created this?
Yeah.
Very good.
I was looking for some funny ones. Couldn't find quite what I was looking for. Needed something more dramatic.
Yeah, I like it.
I
Well
had to
done.
ask the robot for
Well,
help.
the competition has gone global. They have announced that the 2026 event will have 128 countries competing for the grand prize of $100,000.
Yeah. I mean, that is one thing where I hope everybody stays in their lane, but it doesn't look like everybody is.
Yeah, I don't. Does it say how they do the measurables here?
It does.
Something called sperm motility.
Here we go. To be eligible to compete, you have to be at least 18, probably good. Free from STDs, probably good. Able to provide biological samples in compliance with competition regulations, and be able to appear in recorded content and competition coverage.
To Jim's point, it does look like the United States sperm is committing a lane violation right now.
Not as bad as some of the others. I mean, there's 3 or 4 in the lane. At least the Americans in the Brazil have a clean shot at the trophy.
That's true.
Yeah.
A woman from Minnesota has been found guilty.
Who's doing the play-by-play of this? Joe Tessitore?
Marv Albert.
This is one of the biggest moments ever.
So, a woman from Minnesota has been found guilty on 3 criminal charges after tossing a tarantula towards an Airbnb guest. Marissa Simonetti, 32 years old.
As far as mugshots go, sneaky hot.
Yeah, that's a good mugshot. I'll go and tell her.
She is a current U.S. Senate candidate from Minnesota.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Rented out a basement unit to a woman studying for the bar exam in June of 2024. The guest, Jacqueline Vasquez, reportedly suggested hiring pest control after finding what she described as, quote, large spiders in the property. Now, according to this story, tensions quickly escalated after that conversation, with Simonetti intercepting the guest's grocery delivery and refusing to hand it over. Following day, she allegedly shut off the internet and began banging pots and pans while the guest attempted to study. Vasquez later called 911, reporting that Simonetti had removed the door leading to the basement and alongside another man entered the unit. She hid in her room and recorded the incident on her laptop. Per this report, Simonetti could be heard referencing Jesus and a, quote, tarantula that I just bought in audio captured during the incident.
Scott is right in the chat. This is not sneaky hot. This is psycho hot.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Well, you can see the eyes.
Yeah.
Now, footage showed her throwing the tarantula down the stairs and spraying an unknown substance while also saying, quote, this is why you never F with Marissa Simonetti.
That's a good warning.
Yeah, that's her campaign slogan, too. Never F with Marissa Simonetti.
Remember to vote November 5th.
You want to see how crazy she is? Simonetti represented herself at the trial, argued the guest was a squatter, and claimed she acted in self-defense.
Yeah. Good layout.
Absolutely nuts.
Good producing, by the way. The story is Simonetti after the Seamanatty that went on for the World Cup. Very well produced there. Seamanatty to Simonetti.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that quality legal services will be performed is greater than those of our lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, new show going now. We got a ton of college football to get to. We'll get to some in this opening segment. 15 days before the NFL draft, and there is a new leader, sole possession of first place of the longest postseason drought in North American sports, because the Buffalo Sabres are now locked into the playoffs. They're having a great year. The Jets are not on the clock yet because they don't have the first pick, but they have the first pick that nobody knows who they're going to take, because we know Fernando Mendoza is going first. But the Jets, by themselves now, the longest drought in North American sports history, 15 years since they've seen the playoffs. Yesterday, the Hornets basically locked in their first trip in 9 years, so the Jets are just out there on an island on postseason droughts.
Man,
15 days.
I have been to 2 different Jets games up in New York, including one last year, and they have got a very, very passionate fan base, and I just can't even imagine. You know, you think about the last time that they were, well, I don't want to say relevant, because they were pretty good under Rex Ryan for a little bit with Mark Sanchez. At least those defenses were legitimate. But as far as winning championships, you got to go back to the 60s. Like, would you say the majority of our listeners weren't alive in the 60s?
Yeah. I would say that, yeah.
Yeah, but Super Bowls are hard to come by. Just making the playoffs, I guess that was the last time they were there. 15 years ago was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't. And look, you can change it in the NFL. I don't know how quick that's going to change for them, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
your Dolphins are in a pretty long drought, right? No, they were
just
there
a couple years ago. Yeah. Remember the game? People lost limbs to go see that one.
They can't get quarterback right. I'm not a big fan of Aaron Glenn's. The front office is a disaster. They need so much right now. It's just like they can never get it right. I mean, Cleveland's right there with them, though. Like, I don't see a lot of difference between Cleveland and the Jets.
Fernando Mendoza will not be at the draft in 15 days. He's going to spend draft night with his family down in Miami. Growing trend. First-round draft picks is not going to the draft and hanging out.
Yeah, but not number one overall. I can't remember that one.
Yeah, number one overall. He's going to spend it with Miami. We know the battle his mom is facing, so it'll be fun to watch him with that. But that's 15 days away. A lot of Ohio State will get to the NFL throughout the next 15 days. But a little basketball news to start with, brought to you by our great friends with Hemp Hill. They also present lanceslock.com.
Yeah, make the phone call today from our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090 for more information. You can go online, hemphillservices.com. And speaking of the lock, 0-3 in the NBA last night. I am done with regular season NBA handicapping.
Oh,
it is so fixed.
Like, so fixed?
No, did you see what happened last night?
I did not.
Did not.
Okay, so
I'm about to start watching NBA.
No, this is crazy.
Next week, that'll be my intro.
I can't make this up. The Sacramento Kings take the lead over Golden State. They are in the bonus, Golden State is. And they're up. They foul Steph Curry, who shoots, 1,000% from the free throw line?
All right, yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, so they continue to foul when they're up to make sure they lose the game.
Why are they doing that?
Because they're tanking.
I mean, that's...
Well, I mean, you'll see the highlight in a minute.
Okay.
So they were intentionally
fouling Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Hey, Draymond Green talked about it after the game. He's like, the NBA fines me all the time. How are you not fining teams for tanking? Which is legitimate. Like, the NBA has become an absolute joke. Now, once we get to the playoffs, everybody's all in, and then it's a different game. But the regular season NBA is awful.
So late in the game, they're intentionally fouling Steph Curry just so they can assure they lose.
You'll see right here. Look, they just took the lead. I think this is it.
101-100 as we watch this on TV too here.
But I mean, this is and it's not even like watch.
Oh wow, yeah, that is bad. Yeah. Well, I mean, if Get Up is showing extended highlights of a game like this, that's pretty bad. Fouled him in the backcourt. And Draymond Green's already arguing.
Yeah, we can't find him, Draymond. We're the referees in the game.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
I've never I've spent a long time, probably Michael Jordan, when I watched regular season NBA games.
No, but it used to be really good, I mean, it used to be so much fun, but now this tanking and, the minute loads, and now they're talking about is Wembanyama going to play the final game because he's a little banged up and he's not going to be eligible for postseason awards because he doesn't hit that milestone mark. I mean, it's a mess.
Wants to be traded.
So anyway, I didn't mean to bring that up, but
okay.
With the lock, I'm just saying,
it's a good lead.
No, but people that follow me, I think a lot of people fade me in the NBA regular season, which makes a lot of sense. Because I don't change my formulas, and my formulas for the NBA regular season, I had the Suns up 21, they lose the game. I've got the Hornets up 11 in Boston, they lose the game. I mean, it's a mess.
Yeah.
So I had to say that.
Draymond saying that right there, 12 teams tanking. Did you get to the Hemp Hill part?
Yeah. They are the best. You can trust Hemp Hill, 1954.
Yeah, Hemp Hill. They never tank.
Yeah.
But if you have
they'll fix your tank.
If you have an AC that's tanking, they can come and fix that. It's our friends at Hemp Hill since the 1950s. Just really good. Frustration in college basketball for fans. Before we get to that, though, the good news, Kevin Overton for Auburn is returning, coming back. That NIT run, he was one of the stars. It'll be his senior season. He averaged 14 points, shot 41% from three, was pivotal in that NIT run for Auburn. On the season, averaged 14 points, 3 rebounds, 10 times he went over 20 points in a game. Had 29, beating an NCAA tournament team, NC State, back in December. This guy, when they get him the ball and allow him to shoot, this guy was spot on throughout the season, and especially as the season wore on late.
Yeah, look, and I think he was maybe your most trusted offensive weapon down the stretch, which is kind of crazy because I think coming into the season, nobody would have expected that. But, when we kind of talked about what the roster will look like, how many people are going to be retained, is that number 4 or 5? Could it be more? Could it be less? Kevin Overton's kind of the guy that we gravitated to. So I think this is huge for Stephen Pearl to be able to get a guy back offensively. And at this point, he's going to be a senior, leadership, a lot of different elements there. So this is a big retention moment for the Auburn Tigers.
And he has really a pretty sharp shot, man. The way he squares his shoulders up, and I always think he has a very smooth shot. Brown, did you see the number that Justin Hokanson was reporting about Philip Jovic and what he was wanting his agent? For those that don't know, it's the same. Who's the big player for the Denver Nuggets?
Nikola Jokic.
Okay. His agent basically is controlling all these Eastern European teams. One person is. And the agent of...
Sounds like a plot to a movie.
Of Joker with the Nuggets. And he's controlling, basically, he's the go-to agent for all these Eastern Bloc guys. And Auburn's Philip Jokic is his client. And he built, I was listening to the guys yesterday on the Field of 68. This agent's the guy that built the Illinois roster. They had so many of the Eastern Bloc guys, all the the itches out there from over in the Eastern Bloc.
Ivavicevic.
Yeah, he built that roster for him, and he controls so many of these players, and he's basically holding these schools hostages. Hoke at Auburn Live on 3 Sports was reporting that the asking price that they were asking Auburn to pay was $2 million.
Zero chance.
Yeah, zero chance.
Yeah, that's what they said.
I think I can go get a good player for $2 million, and
you get 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, and he's a fine player, but he ain't
he's a piece.
Yeah,
he's a piece to a team.
Well, and he's the same guy that Bruce Pearl on this show. Lance was out today when Bruce Pearl came on the show spitting fire about people thinking he was questioning Auburn's loyalty to him. When we were talking about this Auburn team, that is the player. He was like, we thought when he got off the plane he was 6'10", but he was 6'8".
That's right.
You know
that goes on? The agent.
We needed him to be 6'10", and you do wonder, and this maybe is the tricky part about recruiting these guys, because I don't guess Auburn had the budget to send a guy over there just to scour. Who did I see? There was a team I saw where one of the assistants was and this sounds amazing. I don't know.
He gets to go to.
He gets a European vacation.
He gets to go to Rome.
Yes, I cannot remember. I want to say
it was beaches of Spain.
I want to say it was Kansas, but I can't remember the team. It was one of the high-level teams. I was reading that they are one of the handful of teams that can afford to send a guy to go scout themselves. That a lot of these people. I'm sorry. I wasn't reading. I was talking to a former college basketball coach. That's who it was. And he was telling me, he's like, the tricky part about this is we don't get to see these guys a lot. We're trying to judge on film how big they are and the level they're playing, but we're having to go on the word of agents and coaches. And he said there's like 2 or 3 programs now that are going to start investing and sending guys over for a couple of weeks to scout these leagues.
How can you not watch this online? Little League games now. Because I was talking to our buddy Michael Spisto, who's up here, and I was like, his daughter plays the University of Mobile softball. And he goes to every one of these games, and I'm like, sometimes in the middle of the week, can't you just watch online? He's like, yeah, sure, I can watch online, but I'd rather be there, which I get. But I'm just saying, like, you can watch.
Well, they get all the tape. You just can't judge the height.
Yeah, do you think you could judge 6'8" versus 6'10" on tape? I don't know. I mean, maybe you can. Maybe if you're a basketball coach that's watched enough of it, you're like, this guy ain't 6'10".
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe,
maybe you can. Yeah. You got to know everybody else's height to know if that guy's 6'10" or not. But my point was, there are some schools now that are going to start investing, sending a guy over. And I thought when this coach told me that, I was like, that's a heck of a gig right there. I get a European vacation.
Jovic is really good, or he has a lot of potential. I mean, we've only seen him 1 year, and I think he's got a lot of tools. And you heard Steven reference him a couple of days ago when we were playing the sound. I think it'd be huge to keep him, but you can't spend $2 million on that guy. I saw the top 10 players, at least the estimate, and you guys probably saw this, and it might have been Brooks sent out the graphic a couple of weeks ago, and there was only, maybe 7-8 guys that made more than $2 million last year.
That's exactly right, and he's not your centerpiece to a team. He's a piece of a roster, so that made no sense. And that's just one part of the frustration that's out there for college sports fans. A little bit. The other part is the portal, and the portal opened yesterday, and there's some incorrect numbers floating around. Some satire accounts, but at 7:34 p.m. last night, Jeff Goodman, who's good with numbers, at 7:34 last night, there were 1,650 D1 players already in the portal, and only about 100 of them, he says, were walk-ons. So that's basically 1,500 scholarship players. They estimate about 5,000 scholarship players in D1 basketball. So 1,500 of them with scholarships in the portal at 7:34 last night on day one of the portal. Another 1,400 to 1,500 are out of eligibility of those 5,000 scholarship players. So you're talking about of eligible players, you take that down to about 3,500. So of the 3,500 returning scholarship players, at 7:34 last night, 1,500 of the 3,500 were in the portal.
Almost half.
So you're talking about half.
Yeah,
you wonder.
Crazy.
I don't know about you guys. When I play DraftKings, though, I love like mixing and matching and finding the right roster. I wonder how many of these coaches behind the scenes put together, their dream roster. Can we afford this?
Yeah.
Just
like
sitting
fantasy?
Sitting there in the portal all night because you got that many different combinations to play around with.
Don't you hate it, like when you're doing your Masters DraftKings and you get to that 6th pick and it eliminates all those guys?
Yeah, don't have any money.
Do you use every penny all the time?
I try.
I try to leave like 100 or 200 to make myself feel a little bit better, because I think if you get the perfect fit on dollars,
you probably
it's
lose.
not going to work out.
No, you're right about that.
That's some of the stuff going on in college basketball. We'll circle back around to Michael Malone. Doesn't like to be called Mike anymore. Michael Malone's contract at North Carolina, which is massive, and a lot more with college basketball later in the show. But let's get to college football in a second. But our friends at Kalshi want to remind you, whether it's sports, pop culture, or anything, promo code TNR gets you to all the fun, LT.
Yeah, and I was looking Masters odds. So you can take a position on a lot of golfers, basically every golfer in the field in Augusta starting off tomorrow. If you haven't downloaded Kalshi, it is the first important step. Go to that app, download it, put in that code TNR. When you trade $10, you're going to get $10 back. Not only this fixed NBA league that you can take a position on, but also the Masters.
The Masters not fixed at all. A lot of things you can do there, not just play the Masters champion, but they also got a ton of props, like round one leader, guys where they make the cut or not. You could play a 3-ball if you would like to do that, where basically the first one I look at, Xander Schauffele versus Bryson DeChambeau versus Matt Fitzpatrick. Whoever wins those 3-ball pairings. See, I like those things that you can play right there at Kalshi. So you can play all that if you want to Get a little more interest in the Masters weekend coming up. You can do that right there at Kalshi. Make sure you download the Kalshi app. It is legal in all 50 states, which is extremely important, obviously. And you can play right there with code TNR, and that gets you $10 on your first $10 position at code TNR with our friends at Kalshi.
The College Football Spotlight.
It is presented by our guy Alexander Shinara, Shinara.com, the College Football Spotlight. He brings it to you every single day, Alexander Shinara does. And I'll tell you what Alexander Shinara does every single day, too. That's take care of his friends and his community. He was born and raised in Birmingham, and he could take care of the Birmingham community like no other. That was his goal. He has done that. He doesn't just handle personal injury. He handles everything from fire and storm damage to bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. That's our guy, Alexander Shinara. When you're in need of an attorney for any reason, Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
No surprise here that Week 3 LSU Ole Miss is going to be a tough ticket. Brad Logan, who covers sports over in the state of Mississippi, great guy. I think occasionally he listens to our content. I listen to his. He sent out the screen grab of tickets for next year or this year's Week 3 game in Oxford. I mean, we're a long way away, and these prices aren't going to go down, are they, LT? Get-in price, $420 to that game for LSU at Ole Miss. Some tickets getting up there to the $1,500 range. That ticket's only going to go up. Where do you think the landing spot's going to be, guys, for that ticket?
I can't even imagine by that point because it's going to be so early in the year. Like, Ole Miss has got to get by Louisville. Again, they're an 8.5-point favorite right now. I think that number will probably stay around there. If they were to lose to Louisville, this thing probably tanks. But as long as they beat Louisville and then Charlotte, they're 2-0, they're ranked. I think a get-in anywhere in the stadium is probably about right at $500, and I think the premium seats are going to be $1,000. And I think Ole Miss fans will be lubed up enough to probably pay that price. That's a crazy-ass early September ticket in the SEC to pay.
You're not kidding. Small venue, too, so that contributes. I mean, 60, what are they up to now? 68,000, something like that, I think.
You got to think LSU fans are going to be, if they get by Clemson, they're going to be really excited to go all in.
And always travel well. Like LSU fans travel well, so, and that's a close travel for them. And I guess the Magnolia Bowl's a big game. Is that still a big rivalry, you think, for LSU fans?
It's always been big for Ole Miss, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how LSU fans feel about the Ole Miss game. It's a historic rivalry. But, boy, it is as juiced as it's ever been now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the LSU side, I mean, is there really anything here? It seems like it's really one-sided. I mean, LSU's just all in on Lane Kiffin and, hey, let's try to win a championship. But I don't think they look at Ole Miss and say, hey, this game's special.
No, this is Ole Miss's national championship.
It really is.
Well, I mean, Lane Kiffin quote tweeted Brad Logan's tweet that he sent out last night, and he said, what's his saying now at LSU? It's just different. It's just different. He put, it's just different. That's his, come to the SIP, that kind of stuff. That he's doing
money, mo problems.
At LSU. And we got Lane Kiffin. His spring practice continues. He gets news that Sam Leavitt, more on that in a second, is going to be done for the rest of spring. But he got into talking about the 9-game SEC schedule yesterday. And if you remember the SEC meetings when all the coaches from all the sports and the athletic directors and the presidents meet down in Destin, they all came out unified. Yeah, moving to 9 and it's a good thing. We need to do it for the league. We need to do it, blah, 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 blah. That has changed tremendously because the college football playoffs didn't expand, and the coaches now are being very outspoken publicly about how they really feel about the 9-game SEC football schedule. Here's Lane Kiffin yesterday.
Yeah, again, I'm not going to complain about it. I was very outspoken in meetings with the commissioner, with presidents, athletic directors. That was not, in my opinion, that was not a good idea until the system of how they selected teams was fixed. Until it was fixed that there were automatic bids, until it was truly fixed that a strength of schedule matters how it should, much more like basketball does. Until that's fixed, it made zero sense to me to go add another hard game, put teams on the road 5 times in this conference, which top to bottom is the hardest conference to play in the hardest stadiums. I don't think that anybody now that they've kind of seen how selections have gone, thinks that there's value in that from that standpoint, and you're going to continue to have this, in my opinion, this threshold until they go to more teams or a different system that 10-2's in, 9-3's out. So you just got some more losses in your conference and beat yourself up more, which is different than any other conference plays from a toughness standpoint.
I'm not going to trash it because I made my feelings known, and then he goes through the whole process. But he's not wrong when it comes to the selection process, and it does seem that way. 10-2 and 9-3 seems to be the threshold unless you win an automatic bid. Alabama did get in with 3 losses last year, but that third loss came in the SEC championship game. That sort of is where we draw the line, right? Tomorrow we're going to have our SEC tiers that Brooks is putting together for us. We'll talk about that. But, I mean, we go into this season, and one of us will predict will be a 9-3 team that gets into the playoffs, I'm sure. But that seems to be the line we all draw, that 10-2's in, 9-3's out.
Well, we always talked about, would a 2-loss team be in the 4-team playoff? I don't think we ever got that, did we?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
I do think that we will get a 3-loss sooner than later, because I think what will happen is you'll have a team that will lose a game early, maybe even lose 3 before the break, and then they roll off 6 and they're playing like the best team in college football. I don't think it'll happen a lot. And I brought this up yesterday specifically with Lane Kiffin. If they were to go 9-3, I think the committee, based on the numbers that are being thrown around with that roster, would hold that against Lane Kiffin and be like, how in the hell does this team lose 3 games? They don't deserve to be in.
I mean, teams have done this before, but you used to be able to avoid this. What this has created is LSU having to close with 7 consecutive conference games. Now, the Big Ten will scoff at that because most of them play 9 consecutive conference games.
That's right.
Now, they do get a bye week in there, but 7 consecutive conference games, 4 of which are on the road. At Kentucky, at Auburn, at Tennessee, and at Arkansas. So, I mean, it's not the easiest landing. It's not the easiest runway there for LSU once they get past that McNeese game, which was their last non-conference game. So, I mean, that's one thing that has created this 9-game schedule is teams are now going to have to start finishing with 7 or 8 consecutive conference games. We're used to you could throw in a directional school in that last month of the year to catch a breather and get healthy.
Yeah, it's the 5 road games on some years. That's going to be a really tough challenge. Also,
and they're one of the 5 road game teams, LSU is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Some years you are going to be a 5 road game.
Yep.
Some years you're going to be 5 home games. It doesn't help if your quarterback isn't healthy throughout that schedule, and it's tough to keep a quarterback healthy in major college football, any college football. Sam Leavitt is out the rest of spring. Not a big deal. Lane Kiffin explains the surgery this week and the panic level that shouldn't be in Baton Rouge with Sam Leavitt being out the rest of spring.
Yeah, none of these are surprise. This is the timeline we expected, and had the screw removed yesterday, and everything went well. It was something that going into it we were going to know that, it was going to be unfortunate. He was going to miss spring a lot of it, but that was going to allow the other guys opportunities, and just kind of looked at things, I just feel nowadays, it's a little easier to play quarterback than it used to be years ago as far as how long you've been there. If you look around the country, people transfer and go play at new places, and look at the previous place we were at. The guy didn't get there till the summer. Kind of that went into the decision where I feel like years ago you've been really concerned that the quarterback's going to miss your spring. He's done a great job mentally in the meetings and walkthroughs and able to throw some individual before this procedure.
Yeah, so it took the pins out from the surgery he'd had, so just a cleanup there, but he's done the rest of spring. He is right that his old school, the kid that didn't get there until midsummer, didn't win the quarterback job. Lane had him sitting on the bench, but eventually he was the best quarterback on the field and one of the best of them coming back this year in Trinidad Chambliss.
Well, I probably would have said this last year with Austin Simmons. Like, there's no chance that he's not your starting quarterback at the end of the year, especially if you're in a college football playoff, barring an injury, major injury. But Sam Leavitt, this is a guy that's 16-4 as a starting quarterback. He has got experience at the playoff level. He's won a conference championship. And when healthy, he is one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Did we ever hear the price that they paid for him?
We didn't, but no. I bet it was
probably $3 or $4 million.
Yeah, probably. If I had to guess, somewhere in there, they were throwing money around.
Yeah, remember he was the kid that was with him, right? Sitting at a basketball game courtside.
Yep.
When a different quarterback story broke. Was it Brendan Sorsby?
Maybe, to Texas Tech.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you're on it. You're around it.
I think it was the Demond Washington, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Demond Washington was going to leave Washington, and LSU. He was going to visit LSU.
That's right.
And Sam Leavitt was on campus, and they were at a basketball game sitting together, and Leavitt was looking at his phone, and according to reports, was, hey, what's going on here?
Who's visiting LSU?
But they circled back around and made Leavitt feel really comfortable there at LSU. A fun team. Tune in tomorrow and follow us on social media at Next Round Live when we do our tiers. It'll be interesting to see where LSU slots in on our projections coming up for college football, which is 143 days away in our Innisfree countdown to kickoff, 143 to week 0. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and in Lakeview here in Birmingham. That Irish-inspired pub food, that signature Irish gold sauce is it's unmistakable. Man, you taste it, you'll be like, man, that Irish gold sauce. I'm coming back to Innisfree to get a great lunch or an early dinner. Also, great happy hour. The atmosphere is always the best. Innisfree, a game day tradition. Countdown to kickoff, 143 days. We'll get back to college football in just a second. Last night, though, Braves. They beat the Angels 7-2. But I think it was the 5th inning. Jorge Soler, who used to play for the Braves, had homered in the first. He got hit by a 93-mile-per-hour fastball in the third.
Yeah, up and in, got him on the hands.
Yeah, and then again in the 5th or 6th, Ronaldo Lopez, who used to play for the Angels, threw a fastball high and tight that blew past his head, went all the way to the backstop, I think.
It really wasn't close, but, I mean, it was very intentional.
Yeah, and at that point, Soler and Lopez went at it, and the bench is clear, and there were real punches thrown in this thing. The amazing part of it all, the screen capture here.
I see where you're going. Boy, he went low.
62-year-old manager, Walt Weiss, tackles Soler to the ground. He brings him down in when you watch the video, if you missed it, just the perfect form tackle. There have been college football coaches on social media grading the tackle, pad level, helmet to the side, just perfect form on the tackle.
I mean,
gotta get those eyes up.
He is going helmet to helmet there, though.
Yeah, a bit of a low hit.
Yeah.
But 62-year-old Walt Weiss protecting his players by bringing the big guy down there.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to see the actual the brawl, but Lopez, they were throwing haymakers. Lopez actually landed one.
Soler, with the baseball still in his hand, by the way.
If Soler would have landed one, it would have knocked him out cold. But he wasn't even looking when he was throwing the punches.
He was windmilling, though, Lance.
He was.
I mean, he was just. Hey, by the way, you guys may not know this. I've confirmed it. Saw it in the chat room earlier and confirmed it. Much like my youngest daughter, what do my youngest daughter and Walt Weiss have in common? They're both black belts in Taekwondo.
Oh, wow. That?
Yeah. So Walt's using some of that. I mean, that's.
He shouldn't be going to the ground if he's a black belt.
I've yet to see my daughter make a form tackle in Taekwondo, but Walt's got some skills.
Yeah. In baseball last night, by the way, midweek, bad week for SEC baseball last night. Jacksonville State, which isn't a bad loss, by the way. Jacksonville State's a top 25 team.
They're nationally ranked in Baseball America, I believe it is.
Jack State, I think they're 21 in Baseball America, but there are so many different polls. But Jack State run rules Auburn 15-4. Auburn plays Alabama this weekend, so you're saving all your pitching. I'm sure, not trying to make excuses, but Jack State went down there, and Jack State's got Liberty this weekend in their own conference. They're probably saving their pitching too. But 15-4, Jack State runs rules Auburn. That's not that bad of a loss because Jack State is nationally ranked. Texas A&M gets beat by Texas State in a midweek road game at Texas State. We told you yesterday Texas A&M saving up the weekend for Texas in a rivalry game. And then at LSU, Brown's been telling me all summer long how LSU has spent so much money on their roster. They get beat at home by Bethune-Cookman, and they're not having a good year in baseball.
It's stunning because they thought they were going to be loaded because of the money they have spent on NIL. Yeah. And they have not been good.
And I'm sure that's magnified in some parts, but can you imagine if this same thing happens to the guy we just heard from in Lane Kiffin?
That's also at LSU?
That's exactly right. You spend all this money in baseball just like you're doing in football and basketball. and the early returns on baseball, it's not going well.
It's not a guarantee.
It is not a guarantee. Meanwhile, the everything school, Alabama, beat Samford. They're number 8 in the rankings, and I think saw one place number 1 in the RPI with Alabama's schedule in baseball, and Alabama softball number 1 in the AP. Alabama softball number 1 in the RPI as well, and number 3 in the rankings. So pretty good year on the diamond over in Tuscaloosa thus far. A lot still to go before we get to that stuff. When we come back, more college football, more college basketball, and the Masters all coming up. Crane U gets us to the next part of your career. Maybe you're already working in the industry and want to be recertified or get some new skills. Crane U can do that. They can come to your site and use your equipment and certify you as well. But, man, if you're ready to change careers and you're worried about AI taking your job, you know what AI is not going to be able to do one day? Drive those big cranes, buddy.
Make your job easier, job site safer. Classes are available monthly. First thing when you call 855-CRANE-U, mention the next round. You're going to get 10% off all the great services. CraneU.com for more information. Dunaway talked about if you want the team to come to you, they will. On-site, on-location training offered nationwide. If you're looking for a new career and need further training to advance your current one, our friends at Crane U offer the comprehensive, state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, or forklift training. Again, 855-CRANE-U or CraneU.com.
And a great place to celebrate any win or just forget about any loss. Our friends at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. They've got that juicy butter burger right there at Culver's. Those crispy crinkle-cut fries, gooey golden cheese curds, and you can finish any meal with that great frozen custard at Culver's. When in Birmingham, hit any of the 2 Culver's locations. Stadium Trace, right out there by the Hoover Met on Highway 150 and 459. And also the 280 corridor down by Greystone. You can catch them at Tattersall Park. 2 great locations of Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
This spring, make it a week the whole family will remember. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to Greystone for championship golf and family fun. Watch legendary players compete, enjoy activities for all ages, and experience the excitement on and off the course. Don't forget to stop by Hole 10 following play on Saturday for a live concert featuring Blues Traveler. This is a week you don't want to miss. April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team and our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm. United we ride.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
Boy, how far has sports changed? When you were a student at Alabama LT, how much can you remember how much your student ticket to get into a game cost?
I remember you would buy before the season, you had the opportunity to buy the home game pack, and I guess it was still 8 games back then. But I want to say, I think it was $13 a ticket. I just kind of remember seeing that image on the ticket.
$13 a ticket.
I think that's right.
Some places it used to be covered in your student activity fee or whatever.
Yeah.
This from Ole Miss Athletics this morning. Tickets for the inaugural Music City kickoff game will go on sale this morning at 10 a.m. Central on the Ole Miss campus. That's Louisville, Ole Miss, and Nashville. Ole Miss students, check your email for the opportunity to purchase your ticket for just $50.
Really? Only $50?
Only $50.
And I still have to get to Nashville.
So that's all the tickets?
That's one.
That's the Ole Miss student tickets.
Okay.
You can get to the game in Nashville, one ticket for $50.
Okay.
And that's the special price for the student.
Yeah. Different world, though, because I've told this story before. There was a Checkers right down the street on 15th Street, and I would scrape together $2.12 and get 2 checker burgers and a water.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think – I mean, me and Jack went to Taco Bell on the way back from the beach, and I'm not exaggerating. The two of us, it was $36.
Yeah.
Now, he can eat, but still, man.
What did you get?
Listen
He gets 3 of the
I managed a Taco Bell not that long ago.
Okay, he gets 3 of the 5-layer burritos.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets the what is the Baja Blast?
Uh-huh.
I get 2 Mexican pizzas and a large drink, and that was $36.
All right, that's a lot of food.
That is a lot of food, but I mean, Jack's a growing boy
But
too.
to the point, I mean, like we're just in a different world. You know?
We are. I went by a local grocery store last night and picked up 3 chicken fingers because Maggie had something to do, and I was just grabbing it on the way from the golf course, and couldn't make it to Champy's in Alabaster, and didn't have a Bojangles on my route, so I'm rolling through Publix, and I said, I'll probably get a deal on chicken fingers here, and they're huge, and 3 chicken fingers were $8.65.
See, that does not strike me as crazy though.
For 3 chicken fingers,
$8.65.
Well, I mean,
if it's the same grocery store I'm thinking of, you could have paid like an extra $2 and gotten 2 sides and a drink with it.
I'll tell you what's a good value.
That's
So
not bad, I could have paid $3 more and got a 12-piece pack of chicken.
I was in Nashville recently, and I went to one of their new In-N-Out burgers. And, I can't over-exaggerate how crowded this place is. Now, Maddie absolutely loves it being from L.A. It's just her go-to.
Did it taste the same to her?
It is, to me, I mean, it's a really, really good fast food burger.
Yeah, consistent.
But my point was going to be, first of all, it was crazy crowded. They've got multiple cops, and it's right where they're building their corporate headquarters.
Right.
Because, they want everything fresh, and they want everything right there. So it's in that kind of lot. But they had multiple cops directing traffic. It was like a random Tuesday, Wednesday, middle of the week. But for 2 double burgers, fries, 2 drinks, it was only $20.84. So they've still got a pretty good value.
So I'm with Lance. Now, that does not sound crazy, but when we're growing up, that was a $10 meal.
Yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah, but I still think that's pretty good.
No,
I mean,
I agree
yeah.
with you. That's not that crazy anymore.
Prices are through the roof
They are.
everywhere. It's crazy. Except at our friends at Hoover Toyota.
Or Augusta.
Augusta.
It's on the menu again.
Yeah, more on that in a second. Hey, Hoover Toyota, you get great deals. I was on their site last night. Just keeping an eye on their inventory, and you can get great inventory at Hoover Toyota.
Yeah, look, if you're looking for something reliable, safe, holds its value, great price point, I mean, that is the definition of a Toyota. It's the first time I've ever been in a Toyota and absolutely loving the Land Cruiser that I got back in October. Got my daughter the RAV back Christmas of 2024. Hoover Toyota serving Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia. Their inventory offers a fantastic selection. Their on-site finance department, go see Kim, provides affordable financing options. Even after the keys to your new vehicle are in your hands, they are there to serve you with the service and parts department committed to keeping your vehicle running smoothly. Get in today. Go see Scott, Harold, all the fine folks located conveniently Highway 150 in Hoover. To view the inventory like Dunaway did last night and the great pricing, hoovertoyota.com.
Hey, by the way, the forecast for the Masters tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunny, 73 tomorrow, 79 Friday, 83 Saturday, 85 Sunday. No chance of rain in the forecast right now. Best weather they've had in a long, long time.
Talked to a friend. I was telling Lance about this conversation last night, who's got a friend that had just played Augusta a couple of weeks before they shut it down, and said, and he had played it multiple times. I'm going to brag for this cat. But he's like, it's the firmest and fastest I have ever seen it there in the times I've played it. And they've gotten no rain since then. I mean, they're getting the same weather we're getting, and we're already behind on rain for the year. So it's going to play firm and fast, and that is very significant.
So putting is going to come into play.
Well, I mean, look, they can get those greens super firm, so you're going to have a lot of long putts because it's going to be hard to get close to some of those pins.
Like you were mentioning, LT, the Masters menu is always unique. They don't really change the prices a ton. It's one of those places you could go to the concessions area. What do they call it there, Brownie? The Human Distribution Center. They have a fancy name for everything.
I don't know.
You walk in, the sandwiches, the breakfast, the beverages, the snacks. You could order one of everything. Just walk up, give me one of everything, and it would only be $78.75.
It's amazing. And it's actually...
I'll take one of everything.
Like, I don't think either of you have been. I don't know if it's just because you're there and your mind tricks you into thinking I've gotten a good value, but this is actually really good, but it's actually really good.
Oh, yeah. And our friend, LT's friend, John Willard, he and Lauren Sisler have done this before, so I've tasted it before. These packets, they always sell out.
Yeah, we tried to get one for this week. We went to order one last week, and, completely sold out.
Completely sold out. So the egg salad, the pimento cheese, but I walk up, I'll take one of everything, only $78.75.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I did hear for the first time, and you guys probably knew this, but I was listening to Jay Billis, I think it was on Rich Eisen, something like that. But he was talking about how his Champions Dinner, like what he would put on the menu. But they were also just talking about, in general, Roy's menu. And I didn't realize the previous champion has to pay for everything. Like he's on the hook for the wine and everything.
Right.
Can you imagine what that bill is?
Oh,
now, look,
they hit him over the head.
He can never spend his money, but my gosh.
Yeah, they hit him over the head for that.
Cut 12, Tyler, if you will. Roy's Champions Dinner was last night, and these guys talked about the menu when I wasn't here, and we mentioned it again yesterday. He got asked about his Masters Championship dinner and why he didn't pay homage to his home country, why there was no Irish food on his menu.
I was trying to achieve something that I would enjoy, but also and ties back to experiences that I've had. But also wanted it to be something that all the other people in that room would enjoy as well. People keep asking me, why didn't you go more Irish? And I say, because I want to enjoy the dinner as well.
I mean, I've never heard anybody talk.
I hear everything is great about Ireland except the food.
Yeah. It's so funny this came up earlier. One of our neighbors here had brought that quote up. He said, "Did you see what Rory said about Irish food?" And he was telling me, I had not seen that, and he was telling me about it. And I was like, I was just talking to a guy recently that came back from a British golf trip. I was like, how was it? He goes, man, the golf's amazing. He goes, I could not eat one more meal over there. The food is so awful.
wonder, is it lack of salt? What is it?
I just don't think one thing they do is they just got weird pairings. Like they do baked beans, but I think they serve them cold for breakfast, which has always been super weird.
I thought
That's
the
a
food was
British
great.
thing.
Yeah.
I was there for what wound up being 18 days because we got quarantined with COVID. But
I remember that.
I thought the food was great.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah.
Give me an example of something you'd like there.
By the way, you're the only person that says that.
I've never heard anybody say that about British food.
The best meal I had while I was over there was a Guinness stew. It was a like a beef stew made with Guinness, and it was served over mashed potatoes. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, my theory is everybody that drinks so much, like typical weekend in New Orleans, just imagine your Wilder days, and the Lucky Dog tasted incredible. It was a gourmet hot dog. And I would just live on Lucky Dogs because I think my palate was just numb from all of the drinking in New Orleans. So I think that's a lot of the Irish.
The coffee was terrible. I will say that. The coffee was really bad.
Yeah. Were you putting Irish whiskey in it?
No, you could get an Irish coffee over there with Bailey's in it, but no, the coffee was not good. Like if you wanted like a latte, like you could, it was impossible to find like vanilla flavor. Like they had no flavoring in your it was just.
That's because they drink all their coffee with whiskey in it, so they don't care what it tastes like.
Yeah.
It's going to taste the whiskey.
It's just
Fair
a
enough.
car.
The coffee was bad. I mean, fish and chips, just like you get in England, was delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Brooks. Thank you, man. Odie's Edgewood tomorrow. We'll be there at 4:00 with a specialty show about the Masters. By the way, last year, 3,920 private jets came into Augusta for the Masters. Demand higher this year.
Yeah, I've seen photos of the Augusta runway on the Sunday of the Masters. It's insanity. I mean, just jet stacked on jet, stacked on jet, stacked on jet, stacked on jet, and it's pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, you think about the jets you see for Talladega.
I know.
And then, I mean, Masters does seem like a little bit different of a demographic.
I do believe it's drawing a different crowd, yes.
And before we get back to football, last night at the Arkansas State-Arkansas game, Maria Jose Marin is the Arkansas golfer. She won the amateur over at Augusta, and then she throughout the go being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank. The value of a college football championship game maybe not done yet. We'll tell you why. Tell us about Central State.
Well, speaking of value, you want value in your bank, right? Well, a bank that works for you is very, very valuable, and that's what Central State Bank does. The reason they're working for you is it's a community bank where the people that work at the bank and the people that are making decisions, most importantly, live right there in your community. They go to church in your community. They go to schools in your community, the ballpark in your community. That's who you're dealing with. And it's who's making the decisions about the dreams in your life. For everything from buying a car to starting your own business, Central State Bank is here to help you. Big enough to meet every need, small enough to know you. It is Central State Bank, member FDIC.
By the way, Kalen DeBoer, Alabama head coach on our show, scheduled to be with us at 11 Central. That's hour three. Of the show. If you're watching or listening to us on replay today, Apple, Spotify, on the audio platforms, video platforms, everywhere you get us, 11 o'clock Central if you're live with us, hour 3 for Kalen DeBoer as we talk Alabama football. In the Big Ten, how valuable right now is the Big Ten championship game? Fox is buying back the rights to the 2026 Big Ten championship game from NBC, who had subleased it from Fox. According to the Wall Street Journal, they're paying $45 million to $55 million to get the rights back
for one game,
for that one Big Ten championship game. NBC had subleased it from Fox, who had the rights to all but 2 of those games through the years.
Do you know how many bad Big Ten championships we've had?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be better
last year's
now,
was great.
Well, they don't have divisions anymore, which helped it.
Yeah.
That Western Division weighted it down.
Sixth most watched game last year, 1.5 million viewers more than the SEC championship
You're
game.
buying at an all-time high, though.
Yeah. And they already owned the rights, so I don't know if that $45 million and $55 million, obviously some of that money was given to them by NBC.
Yeah, this is some of money back, plus maybe a little.
NBC was, they've got everything on now, it seems like. Baseball, NBA back, all of that. They were trying to offload it, and they were shopping around for even more money from streaming services, Amazon, Netflix, and things like that. And Fox said, whoa, that's violating the contract. You can't sublease our sublease. So they said, we'll just take it back. So Fox is going to get back into broadcasting that. Speaking of which, Clay Travis was right about something long time ago on our radio days. And it came, before we get to the viewing menu, came to light last night for me because I got another email. And if you're a Netflix user, you probably got the same email. Netflix next month, pre-tax, is bumping up its subscription fee again, $26.99 pre-tax. So
I think
basically $30 a month for Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still a value. I don't know what the number would have to get to for me to tap out. It is annoying that it continues to go up. Yeah, Clay's right. I mean, when you start to look at all the services, and we went through it the other day, like I had services I didn't realize, AMC Plus, Paramount Plus. I mean, I've basically got everything, Peacock.
I just assume I have it. I try the password first before I even buy it. But, I mean, now that they've got live sporting events on there, they can jack that price up. I mean,
well, you're paying for the live sporting events.
That's right. I mean,
things like that.
I don't know how many NFL games they'll have this coming season. They've got the Christmas Day NFL games.
But just to circle back as we continue the conversation on it, is Clay told us back in our radio days, we were having a discussion one day. I always remembered this, that, we were complaining about our DirecTV something, as we always used to do back in our radio days. DirecTV was horrible back then.
Customer service.
Yeah, so we thought. But the prices kept going up, or the prices were going up on your local cable. And we were like, why can it not be a la carte? And he goes, oh, it's coming. He goes, but I'm telling you, be careful what you wish for, a la carte, and it's going to be more than what we're paying in all these bundles.
Well,
and sure enough, I mean, a cable bill back in the day for $30 a month would have been normal. Now we're paying $30 a month for one streaming service on Netflix.
I've said this out loud before, and it's kind of embarrassing, but for what we do for a living and all the TVs that I had, at one point, DirecTV, I was paying about $400 a month. I wonder how close that number is now with all these services.
It's probably close. And I tell you where YouTube TV gets me. That's my normal service, and then I've got all the other, subscription services. Where they get me is I still, on a college football Saturday, want to be able just to bounce from channel to channel. I don't want to have to exit the ESPN app, go to my main screen, go to the Fox app, and pull up the Fox game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%.
Without that, I mean, as dumb as this sounds, without that, I would just punt YouTube TV and be fine with it. But on a...
Oh, me too.
As I say this out loud, this is the dumbest, the dumb decisions we make in life. But this is a dumb decision. I'm going to own it. But that's the reason I'm with YouTube TV, is I want it for a college football Saturday. So on my main TV, I've got games on my side TVs. If I want to jump game to game on my main TV, I don't have to exit, go to my main screen, pick another app, go to that, download the game, and all that.
Well, that's a pain in the ass.
It is. Yeah. I just want to go channel to channel. I want to boom.
Tyler's laughing at us.
I know. Tyler, you can laugh at me. It's dumb.
I'm not laughing because of because it is a pain. I'm laughing because I was over at my grandparents' house this past weekend.
And they said it like this?
Solved the same issue. They had Hulu Live because of the initial issue with YouTube TV,
right,
and my granddad getting all the games, and now they're switching back to YouTube TV, and they just don't like the fact that they say they don't have channels with
yeah.
Hulu.
I'm not saying I don't have channels. I get the concept of it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to go to the extra steps on a college football Saturday. It's really the only day it matters to me, to be honest with you. Any other day, I'm fine with it.
But what's funny, on your main TV, usually it's ABC all day long.
I know. That's what has happened now, is because of the ABC, SEC on ABC rarely does. Fox will occasionally get a big noon kick on the main TV, depending on who it is. Pretty much that main TV is going to be on ABC.
Yeah, which is where Forrester, just on the ESPN app, you just lock that in right there. And
I
stay
don't
there.
think I could ever go back. I was in a hotel last week, and it was so random. They didn't have a smart TV, and so all they had was DirecTV. So I get in bed at like 10 o'clock, and I'm flipping, and I'm having to flip channel to channel. And it just doesn't work that. I mean, we have gotten so greedy and on demand, what you want.
Yep.
And
I don't
not
even want
having
to
that.
search. I like it telling me what's on that I like.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, as
Me
soon
too,
as I
yeah.
turn YouTube
Knowing the
TV
algorithm
on,
of yourself.
YouTube TV is like, here's all the sports, Ryan. Which one do you want to watch?
Hey, by the way, the Cardinals right now are playing the Brewers on Peacock. You want to watch that? Just click right here.
Yeah, I'll try that. Why not?
But I'm telling you, man, you remember in the hotel the scrolling?
I do, yeah.
I was sitting there watching that, and then I would go and I had to go to channel 41. And then I got disinterested. I'd go back to the guide channel and watch it scroll.
Michelson Laser Vision gets us to the viewing menu. Again, Kalen DeBoer at 11 o'clock. More college football on the other side, including an update from Auburn and Alabama spring football camp still to come. Michelson, though, where we'll get a review from Tyler about a movie last night. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, 205-969-8100, the number I called way back in 2003. Dr. Mort Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. If you're looking up at scoreboards, squinting, you can't see them, make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. I've got the 2015 vision, better than 2020. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
All right, so the biggest release of today is on Amazon Prime, the final season of their show, The Boys, which originally started as like a satire of Marvel superheroes.
Right.
And just showing how they would be if they were real people. And it's kind of become what it was making fun of originally. So I'll probably watch this just out of pure obligation, just to close the book on the show. But a lot of people are excited for it.
If you're not excited, though, I think it is better to tap out on shows. I made the mistake of going fully all the way through with Lost, and it was a waste of time.
Yeah, I've heard that about Lost. I still have
So
never
that's why
seen
I
an
tap out of
episode
shows now early.
See, I never tap out of shows because I don't trust anybody else, and because DTF St. Louis, the last 2 episodes have been horrible, in my opinion.
Yeah, is that a one-season run?
I still think I'm dead on who the killer is.
Yeah, but you got to stick around to see.
I don't think you are, but it could be. I think it could go a lot of different directions now. But yeah, it's a one-off, and I agree with you. It's lost a lot of steam. Like the show I was talking about yesterday, Something Very Bad is Going to Happen. First 3 episodes really good. Now they've it's 8 episodes. In the 4th episode, they kind of tell you what is going on. And now I've kind of lost interest.
Yeah, like Shrinking this week was its last episode. I think it was 3 seasons, maybe 4. But, nice and tight, boom, it's done. Now, you burn through a lot of ideas, and you don't do money grabs.
So I am asking, and maybe the chat can help with this, or I don't think you guys are readers. I started reading this year. And so I am on.
He knew how to read before now. He started reading books.
But I'm on 2 books. One I'm thoroughly enjoying, and the other one I'm having a really hard time with because it's gotten very, very technical, small font. It's one of these. It's probably gonna take me 2 months to read. And I was blowing through these books because I'm on book 6 and 7 for 2026. But I'm thinking about tapping out of a book. I mean, is that something that is?
Oh, I've done that before.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time.
But I'm halfway through. I'm like 200 pages in.
Most of the time it was a textbook.
If it hasn't grabbed you halfway through.
Yeah, I'd
do you think
out.
it's time to tap out?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd do that.
Like, I don't walk out of movies because if I'm halfway through a movie, I think it's just 45 minutes to an hour. It might redeem itself. But halfway through a book and you're not sold on it, just put your time somewhere else.
Just checking.
On Amazon Prime, also, they added this to their catalog. Crime 101 is a film that I really enjoyed seeing in theaters.
I thought it was great. I thought Hemsworth was really, really good. Ruffalo was good in everything he does. I think you and I talked about it after the fact. A little too neat on the back end.
Yep.
But very, very entertaining for the first hour and a half.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch. And if you want more crime film recommendations, you can check out the newest episode of The Next Reel, where Lance and I went through our favorite off-the-beaten-path crime films.
And that has dropped.
Yes, I put it out last night after editing it for like the 5th time.
Yeah, I've been getting some really good feedback on The Next Reel for a lot of people that really like film. So,
yeah, if you like film, definitely check it out because I go through and add different clips from the movies we talk about. And
you and I are like, I saw if I had millions, billions of dollars, I have found my new hobby. I would collect original movie posters. I was watching on Tubi a documentary on the art of movie posters, And I went through and looked at some of the originals and what those things cost, but your Chainsaw Axeman or whatever, that poster kept popping up.
Oh, yeah, that one is...
So the point is, you and I have a lot
right
of different taste in different films, so you get a lot of variety.
Yep, you definitely do. We also go through what we watch every weekend more in depth. So if you like viewing menu, definitely check out the next reel because it's like viewing menu but extended, plus an additional list or topic that we cover. And then finally on today's viewing menu, I've been watching a lot of monster movies lately, and Tubi's got one of my favorites, and it's American Werewolf in London, where American tourists David and Jack are savagely attacked by an unidentified animal while hiking on the Yorkshire moors. After retiring to the home of a beautiful nurse to recuperate, David soon begins experiencing disturbing changes to his body and his mind. It's directed by John Landis, and this movie is famous for being the reason that the Oscar for Best Makeup, was created. Because the scene where he transforms into a werewolf was done all practically, and it still holds up as the best werewolf scene in any movie.
And I think Griffin Dunn, his supporting role, it really is, and it's got a lot of comedy in it.
Yes. And that's all I got today.
That's what Tyler is watching. What was the bad movie you saw last night?
So I saw it Monday night, and it was the remake of Faces of Death.
Oh, that's right.
It's
You talked about it yesterday.
a reimagining, I guess, but it's not worth your time. It turned into a standard sort of online horror movie real quick.
Yeah, that was big in the fraternity house back in the 80s, the original VHS tape. Monkey Brains, Forever and Ever.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Monkey Brains, Forever and Ever. All right, when we come back to college basketball and this massive contract that Michael, don't call him Mike Malone, got from North Carolina. It's really hard to believe he's getting this much money. And Alabama and Auburn camp. That's all straight ahead show being brought to you by our friends at Talladega. Hey, let's go racing, boys. NASCAR racing coming up in a couple of weeks over at the world's fastest speedway, the most unpredictable speedway in all of racing. The big one is going to happen just when it happens. You want to be there when it happens. You also want to be there to people watch with 100,000 of your favorite people at Talladega Superspeedway. Buy your tickets right now to the Jack Links 500. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, or go to 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Garage experience, the most immersive garage experience in NASCAR. What does it get you? It gets you up close and personal in the NASCAR Cup Series Garage Bay viewing area, pre-race ceremonies, and, of course, Mobile One Victory Lane access with a photo opportunity there. It's all with the garage experience. It's part of your ticket package if you ask for it at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com for the Jack Links 500.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Greystone. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, is bringing championship golf April 29th through May 3rd. Watch the game's biggest names battle it out for one of the most prestigious titles on the tour. Experience the atmosphere, the excitement, and a full week of entertainment. This is the week golf fans love. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team and our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm. United we ride.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hour number 2 of the show, we talk a little college football, and then we talk about the massive contract. I mean, if Nate Oates is going to be a top 5 guy, that price of doing business went up yesterday in North Carolina. But first, this hour, Auburn Football seems to be moving ahead with a major renovation of the north end zone at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Auburn Live on 3 Sports reporting that formal approval has been requested from the University Board of Trustees to approve the funding for construction of the multi-purpose center in the north end zone. A massive video board already put up there. This is the building that will go around it and be part of it. This will be used much like the zone in Tuscaloosa for events, not just game day related. Weddings and anything else happening on campus, parties and banquets and that kind of thing. But beautiful addition to the stadium. That sort of is campus facing that end of the field.
Yeah.
You see a lot of that end zone, and it has not changed a lot until they put that new video board up. Since the first time I went to Jordan-Hare Stadium in 1988, it's looked about the same.
Yeah, it's kind of down in a hole a little bit. So, I guess they're going to have to move some earth on this. But, yeah, I really believe, there was a stadiums race in college football 20-something years ago. I don't believe you'll see many, if any, stadiums expanding capacity anymore. In fact, I think they'll do stuff like this and reduce capacity. Not that this is, but they'll reduce capacity. But Lance, they're going to build stuff like this, like Jim said, that's going to generate money 365 days. You can host events there, and then on game days, it's going to generate a lot of money.
Yeah, this weekend we talked about the Morgan Wallen concert at Bryant-Denny. I wonder how many moving forward they will have concerts like that at these different venues, because you wonder what kind of money that does generate. Not only for the university, but also just for local economy.
Yeah. I just don't think you'll ever see Jordan-Hare grow capacity-wise or Bryant-Denny.
Now, these will have some luxury suites tied to it and things like that, but it makes the stadium look a little bit more complete. And that's what I've always thought, you say what you want about Bryant-Denny Stadium, and I think they suffer a little bit from this at Jordan-Hare Stadium. A lot of your good seats are far away from the action. You have so much room on the sidelines there and on the walkway to get to the seats, unlike Florida Field where you're on top of the action.
Or Neyland's the same way. It's on top
by
of
the way,
it,
we didn't bring this up at the Final Four. I thought they did a great job of being on the court, like the spectators.
Yeah.
Normally in those venues, and I know there was bad, seats way away, but the ones up close weren't far away.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but your idea was always a Bryant-Denny, dig a hole and move them closer to the stadium.
Instead of stacking another
field.
upper deck, bring them closer to the field. But anyway, we'll get to our college football. Stallions coming to a protective stadium here in not this weekend, but next weekend.
That's right. You can be close to the field on that one. UFLstallions.com. UFLstallions.com is the website to go to get your spot to see the Birmingham Stallions return to Birmingham. Saturday, April 18th, 3 o'clock kick. Be one of the first 5,000 fans. Get a free Stallions t-shirt. Also, Gucci Mane performance at halftime. Not Shy Poosty, but Gucci Mane going to be there. Tickets starting at just $15. UFLstallions.com. UFLstallions.com for tickets.
For the team that's going to play in Jordan-Hare Stadium this year, Alex Golish, spring football continuing on. He spends a lot of time, obviously, with the offense, being his offensive background. But he talks right now about where Auburn is in the spring. Is the offense ahead of the defense? Here's Alex Golish.
To tell you one side is ahead of the other, I think we've had days where it's been back and forth, and both sides have made each other better. There's athletes on both sides that are challenging both up front and on the perimeter, and honestly, from a head coach perspective, that's what you want. You want it to be where guys have tough days to be able to overcome them. You want guys to have good days where they can gain confidence. And so I think it's gone both ways. I wouldn't say one side is ahead of the other. Again, there was some really, really high-end plays made on both sides last night. And it was fascinating to watch, especially the guys that have played a ton of football. It was really, really cool to watch. When it's officiated, guys are out there on their own. Again, first time for a lot of guys on that field. It was fascinating to watch.
And from talking to people around the practices, blown away with the difference with coaching staff to coaching staff on how they're not setting one side of the ball up to succeed. Almost orchestrated, almost NBA-like tanking by one side to make one side look good. I mean, that was a takeaway comment, Brown, last year. Hugh Freeze talking about we need to come out of spring with the quarterback being confident and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I just always assume the defense is ahead in spring. I mean, I always assume that. Like when I hear coaches talk about offense struggling, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of what I expect out of spring. It just always feels like it's.
Yeah, you really never hear, man, this defense has been getting torched. I mean, really, when is the last time you've heard that?
I cannot get the offense off the field in scrimmages. I always assume the defense is ahead.
Kalen DeBoer coming up in about 45 minutes. Jackson Lloyd is a name that you may not be, unless you're a diehard Alabama fan, you may not be familiar with yet. He's the offensive tackle who Ryan Grubb said at the beginning of spring that caught a lot of attention. Every offensive line position is being battled for in the spring except left tackle. That's Jackson Lloyd. He has that locked down. All the other ones are going. And you're like, this redshirt freshman already has left tackle locked down and all the other ones are still up? Well, we finally got to hear from Jackson Lloyd, and this is Jackson Lloyd, what he looks like. And he was talking about his freshman season and how he was a little bit disappointed, but he understands he's in a better place now.
I mean, obviously I want to come in here and play, but I was behind what I believe is the best tackle in the country, and with Caden Proctor. And, you know, he taught me so much on the field and off the field. So it was a little disappointing I didn't get a play, but I kind of took a step back and realized where I was. I felt like it was successful, and like looking at it is how much I got better during that time.
And he's locked in at that position if you believe the coaches. And it was a unique thing to hear Grubb say that, but the guy had that much talent, and you just wonder with Alabama's offensive line struggles last year, if they could have moved some pieces around, but they felt comfortable holding this guy, letting him learn, grow, get ready to go, and now he's the locked-in left tackle for Alabama.
Okay, stick with me. Pull him back up, Tyler. Jerry O'Connell, not Cush Jerry O'Connell from Jerry Maguire, but Fat Jerry O'Connell from Stand By Me.
I see it as soon as you, right there. Yeah. That is Jerry O'Connell. You're right.
Vern was his character's
Vern,
name, wasn't it?
Vern, yeah.
Inverness Country Club brings you part of the show today. Brownie played 9 yesterday, I think.
I squeezed in 9 before heading to the carpool
Will you
line.
get 9 or 18 in today?
No, not today. Nothing today.
Okay. Well, look, a lot of people will. Beautiful course out there, newly renovated clubhouse and dining. They've got memberships that fit everyone. You mentioned John Willard and Lawrence Zisler. They've got a membership out there. They love the child care for young Mason. Child care, such a huge plus. You and your wife want to have a nice dinner with friends, knowing the kid is safe on site, massive plus. Best days happen at the Inverness Country Club. Again, they got memberships that fit everyone. To take a tour, ICCalabama.com. That is ICCalabama.com.
Before we get to our 4 downs, Michael Malone didn't have a job. He was out of coaching. He won an NBA championship with the Nuggets. So he's getting the North Carolina job. So you feel like, okay, we can save a little money maybe on Michael Malone. Not the case. This contract, the numbers that were thrown out there, over the course of his contract, he's going to average $8.3 million a year. Just $0.5 million behind what Bill Self was making. But more than that, he's got no less than $6.75 million in rev share money committed to North Carolina basketball.
So they're saying that's the NIL that he's already got committed, is what they're saying? That's the rev share.
That's the rev share. So that's the chunk that comes out of the supposedly rule mandated that Bill Belichick's not getting. That's $6.75 million that's going strictly to his basketball from rev share. He's got $4 million for assistant coach and staff.
It seems like a big number. The bottom number here is irrelevant. I don't know why you even need that.
Yeah, the buyout number. Yeah, say more about that. What do you mean? Like him going somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, like Michael Malone, he just seems like such an NBA guy. He hadn't coached this level at 25 years. It's almost like Bubba Cunningham. I don't know how much the outgoing athletic director had to do with this hire. But if he had anything to do with it, it's almost like, hey, man, I'm going to just throw as many things against the wall as I can and see what happens.
$8 million buyout, to Lance's point. Where are you going to go when you're the North Carolina coach? Like,
yeah, but who's going to come after Michael?
Yeah, who's going to come after Michael Malone? Did he tell everybody don't call me Mike anymore? Or was that
he wanted to be? He doesn't like Mike. He's Michael, and this is him yesterday at his introductory news conference.
I also want to thank my daughter, Bridget. I did not come here for her. I know that's a narrative. Everybody says I'm coming here so I can watch my daughter play volleyball under Coach Shaw. For me, it's a great day to be a Tar Heel. Really thankful for this opportunity. I do not take it lightly. And people keep asking me, Coach, why would you leave a chance of coaching in the NBA again? You're an NBA coach. You won a championship in Denver in 2023. It wasn't an easy decision, but what I kept thinking about was I have a chance to be a part of something special, the history and tradition. To be a part of something much bigger than myself, as I said a few minutes ago. This was the only college job I'd ever consider. If any other job, I wouldn't even answer the phone.
I mean, when run properly, like Nick Saban, I felt like had Alabama run like they were the 33rd NFL franchise. I'm not saying they could compete in the NFL. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying the way it
was run better than
some of them. You're right.
Some of the NFL franchises,
right. But the way the program was run, it was run like an NFL franchise. If done right, I would say North Carolina should be one of those programs you could almost run it like an NBA
I think
franchise.
That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously hiring Belichick, football last year, now Michael Malone here. Look, and I think he's a heck of a coach, but with him saying that, why wouldn't you go to he didn't have any job offers. He just got offered $8.3 million for one of the best college jobs out there.
Well, he and his representation said they were getting calls to be an NBA coach in the upcoming season.
Yeah, well, and maybe that I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I mean, look, again, he's a hell of a coach. He won a championship with the Nuggets. It was a weird parting with the Nuggets.
But I wouldn't want to go coach Sacramento where I'm being told to foul when I'm up or someplace like that.
I will give North Carolina credit. They did go out of the box. First time they've hired outside the family since 1951 when they hired Frank McGuire. And I didn't realize this. Did you guys know it's been a decade? So you got to go back to when you did stand-up at the Comedy Club Stardome. The last time that they won 30 games in a season?
Is North Carolina, that's how long it's been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a decade.
It has been a dry spell, and Hubert Davis just did not work out, even though he did play for a national championship. I guess listen, it doesn't matter who you are. If you've got a successful coach, you're always going to be worried about them taking that next step. And, I mean, I do think that's going to be North Carolina fans' fears. If he's tremendously successful, is the NBA, does he always have that pull back to the NBA? I'll bring up Nick Saban again. A lot of Alabama fans early on worried about him wanting to go back and test the NFL waters again. There was always a rumor that maybe Nick Saban would dip his toe back into the NFL.
Just to prove he could do it.
Yeah, just to prove he could do it. And Malone has been a more successful NBA coach than Nick Saban was an NFL coach. But you do wonder if, like Lance brought up, that weird exit from Denver, if that's always caught in his crawl and he always wants to prove something else in the NBA. And he's one of those guys, if he's successful in North Carolina, like if a good NBA job opens up, that's a guy, not the bottom of the barrel's just fired their coach, but a good NBA job opens up. Do they immediately call Mike Malone?
Yeah, well, and if he has success, how many ADs are going to the NBA to try to pull guys
out? No, you're right about that. Yeah.
Harder to do, obviously. Than they tried to do it with Billy Donovan. They end up with Michael Malone. 4 downs today. Before we do that, our friends at Walk-Ons want to remind you that if you want to pull down a great lunch or watch the games, whether it's baseball now or the Masters this weekend, our friends at Walk-Ons have those wall-to-wall TVs for you there, the wall-to-wall beers on tap, the great sports bistro that is Walk-Ons, great locations here in our area, right there at Stadium Trace, also near the studio on Tattersall, just off Highway 280. And, of course, the one over in Trussville is our great friends at Walk-Ons. Game on with our friends at Walk-Ons and Central Alabama Asphalt.
That's who brings you 4 downs. If you're looking for somebody to do those projects in your life, like a driveway, a parking pad, maybe a parking lot for a church or a community center or a store, that's Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. Now, you may have seen them doing major state, federal government, municipal roadway projects, and that may tell you they can't do those smaller projects. You are incorrect. They have an entire fleet of crews that's dedicated just to those projects. Here's their number to get an estimate. 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
CeeDee Lamb, 27 years old today. If I asked you, more wins next year, Dallas Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb's current team, regular season, or his collegiate team, Oklahoma, the entirety of the season?
Oklahoma's a weird team to figure because they did make the college football playoffs last year, but I felt like they limped in just a little bit, and then they got limped out by Alabama.
But the offense was a little better, right? Don't you expect that Arbuckle and Mateer will make some adjustments?
I don't know. I don't know how much I trust either one of them because I don't know if it was just Mateer's injury done away or we speculated the book got out on Arbuckle a little bit, but they just weren't the same down the stretch.
Very close. I'd put the number with Oklahoma's postseason at 9 wins if they won their bowl game. I don't think they're a playoff team. And I never know with Dallas. I never know.
I mean, the problem with that division, and we know, like, up until, was it last year, the East had a different champion for like 20 straight years, is, the Eagles, are they really sliding down? The Giants seem like they could be much better this year. The Commanders with a healthy Jaden Daniels, and then the Cowboys, like any of those teams could go, 6-11. Any of those teams could go 12-5.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Dallas that they get to at least 9-8 to beat what I think Oklahoma will be a 9-win max out season. So I'll go Cowboys in that one.
Second down.
Dean Norris, 63 years old. If you don't know who Dean Norris is, he played Hank in Breaking Bad. If I asked you the most shocking TV death came out of nowhere for you guys, because I'll go in that franchise. For me, the Dean Norris death was shocking.
Spoiler alert. Yes, if you're just out kidding on Breaking Bad.
That's like 10, 15 years ago.
Pretty big moment in the series.
But it really is the game changer where there is no point of return at that point. And you see the emotion in Walter White's character, but that was a shocking death. But in that franchise family, Howard Hamlin.
That was the one I was going to say.
Yeah, and Better Call Saul.
I never saw that coming.
I mean, that was nuts.
Yeah.
Another spoiler alert. Yeah.
Yes, but I never saw that. I mean, that was one of the rare moments. Jennifer and I watched Better Call Saul together, and both audibly gasped during that scene. I was like, I never saw that coming.
And so I don't know if Ray Seahorn or Bob Odenkirk, and this would have been brilliant for Vince Gilligan to do this, like not tell them in the scene that he was going to be shot.
Yeah.
Because you see their reactions. They are shocked. It's either great acting or they weren't told.
Yeah. Scott's got another one, Helen and Ozark. I think that ended the season.
That was the end of a season.
Yeah, and you're like,
went out with a bang.
What? It did. You're
they
like,
hop
what
off
just
the
happened?
plane in Mexico, and then she gets popped right in the head.
And they had brains on both of them.
Oh, yeah, both of them got splattered, yeah.
It was messy.
That was the end of the season or
Yeah,
started?
no,
the season?
it ended the season because the season starts with them cleaning the blood off.
right.
And again, that was another point of no return.
Yeah, you're like, you got to be kidding me.
There's a bunch in early Game of Thrones.
Yes. Like the king.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably though Ned Stark, right? When Sean Bean's character goes down, because I didn't know anything. I didn't read any of the books, and I was just rolling through that first season, and then when that went, I was like, oh my god! And then everybody was expendable in that universe.
Up to that point, you only followed the Stark family, so you assume Ned's going to be the main character throughout all of it, and then 8 episodes into the whole show, he's missing a head.
Yep.
Third down.
That's generally a bad sign if you're going to be a king. Yeah.
Mark Clayton from your Miami Dolphins,
Loved
65
him.
years old today. He is a senior citizen today.
One of the Marx brothers.
If I ask you guys your favorite all-time franchise player, because I've been thinking about this recently, I think mine now, first time ever, is a quarterback. I think it's Matthew Stafford.
So he's your favorite Ram ever?
I think he really is. I just love the fact that he loves the game, how his teammates just gravitate to him. How he gets better with age. I mean, there's just so many things, and how he's suffered for all those years in Detroit, and now it's like he's on the other side of it. His daughter's at the games every single week, loves the community. I mean, there's just something about Matthew Stafford I absolutely love.
Derek Brooks for me, linebacker Derek Brooks for the Buccaneers.
I mean, it sounds easy when you just go quarterback. Mine is Dan Marino, though. Love Dan Marino. He's the reason I became a Dolphins fan. If I had to go non-Marino, I mean, it was Christian Wilkins, and they lost him to free agency. Then it was Jalen Waddle, and they traded him. So I'm going to, it's going to be hard to find one on this team because we've gotten so bad. But it feels like everybody I latch on to as my favorite Dolphin ends up out of Miami for some reason.
Yeah. Mike Evans, probably 2 for me.
Let's see why.
But Derek Brooks, I stick with Derek Brooks.
By the way, on Mike Evans, Mike Evans is a great player, but I saw somebody put a graphic out a couple of weeks ago, and I had to respond on Twitter, and it was like, Mike Evans would no doubt be the best receiver in these franchises' histories.
Oh, I saw you commenting on that.
I was like, are you kidding? The best receiver in Rams history? No.
If he had played his whole career there?
No. I don't think, yeah.
I mean,
I
doesn't he have a record? I mean, playing for the Buccaneers, doesn't he have a record for consecutive 1,000 years?
He's a great player, but I'm just saying you can't slam dunk it with Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt and Puka now and Cooper Kupp. They had great receivers.
Fourth down.
This day in 1965, the Astrodome opened in Houston. It was billed the 8th wonder of the world. I never went to the Astrodome. I've been to Enron a couple of times, but I was going to ask you guys one venue that you went to that wasn't impressive. For me, it's Notre Dame Stadium. I've talked about it before. I went and saw Tennessee play there, and I mean, it was dumpy.
Places Jim's been that are not impressive. We can do the rest of the show on.
That's true.
Can you narrow it down to a stadium?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I hate the one in Arizona.
Yeah, that is not impressive.
I mean, it's a weird thing, but I don't like Jerry World.
Really?
Jerry's World. Is it Jerry's or Jerry World?
Jerry World.
Jerry World in Arlington. And one of the reasons I don't like it is because the screens don't match. So they're big on the sides, huge on the sides, and then the ones on the end don't really seem to fit. Like I want them to somehow symmetrically fit. I've never liked that look.
I thought it was. I mean, I think it's nice. There's 3 or 4 others I would have in front of it, but I liked it.
I've not been to SoFi. I've not been to the one in Minnesota, which I'd like to go to.
Those are my 2
I know
favorite.
y'all both been to the one in Minnesota. You've been to SoFi. Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta blows Jerry World out of the water for me. I personally think Mercedes-Benz is much better than Jerry World.
I do, as far as watching the game, and it's a circle up there. It's not as eye-catching as the big screen is in Jerry's World, but I do like that it's a circle. It's a complete circle, and it all fits together.
Right.
But are there any college venues for you guys that you went into thinking, man, this is going to be all? Fenway was like that too. I think they've done renovations outside of Fenway since.
Yeah, I love Fenway.
I didn't like Fenway.
I was just there last summer. Fenway was fantastic.
Wrigley Field lived up. I haven't gone to Fenway for a game. Wrigley has lived up. Had a beautiful weather day.
We're getting a lot of Rose Bowl in the chat, as you might imagine.
Yeah.
That's
I disagree with that, but for different reasons.
Glendale just doesn't fit in a category, in a discussion with the Rose Bowl and Wrigley and Fenway. But the Glendale is a terrible stadium. It's the middle of nowhere. It looks just goofy. When you get inside, it looks like they had a budget number, and when they hit that number, they put down hammers and screwdrivers and paintbrushes and walked away. It's just weird. I can't describe that. You have to see it for yourself, but it's like, we got to our budget number, guys. We're done. Everybody go home. Hope the stadium works.
Yeah.
I don't get it with them.
Yeah, it's like make us a really nice high school stadium in a dome.
Yeah.
And no bells and whistles and all. And that's what you get. You guys said Santa Clara sucked.
I did not like Santa Clara.
Stadium.
That's horrible.
No, yeah.
Horrible.
Did not like that one.
I don't understand that stadium, why you would build for such a great franchise that stadium. Pac Bell was tremendous, whatever they call that now with the Giants.
I always thought, this is blasphemous, I always thought Dodger Stadium was a little overrated.
I liked Dodger Stadium. I liked it. I was there a couple summers ago.
I tell you, an SEC stadium that I don't understand why I never like it. But I don't like Between the Hedges. I don't like Georgia. That stadium just doesn't do anything for me.
I don't disagree. I think it's maybe the best college town in the SEC, but the stadium, like half of it's kind of underground. It's weird. It's just there's something off about it.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with that.
If you guys really want to bang on an SEC stadium, it's Mizzou.
I've never been,
but
I haven't been to the remodeled one, but the other one was horrible.
I don't assume it's good though. I wouldn't go in assuming it was good.
Yeah, I don't like Arkansas either. I think that's equally as bad as Missouri. Texas A&M is fantastic.
I thought Oklahoma. Now I haven't been since the renovations. I went during the renovations. I thought it was kind of dumpy.
I went back and it's not much better.
Is Kyle Field legitimate?
Yes.
Yes.
Before and the remodel, really good. Yeah. All right, that's our 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Also, the show today being brought to you by One Man and a Toolbox. We have work going on up here right now. One Man and the Toolbox changed our Studio B for us and turned it into a beautiful bourbon room.
Yeah, work. Had them up here at the office, had them at the house. A lot of different tasks out there. If you don't want to do them yourself, you're not a handyman. The good news is One Man in the Toolbox, they perform the handyman services for homes and commercial properties in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, surrounding areas. They do regular repairs, maintenance, also small project renovations and updates. They've got multiple technicians with different skill sets. They can tackle most any item in your home. Call for free estimates. When you talk to Jessica or Jay, make sure you mention the next round. $25 discount for the first hour of service. 205-823-2111. That's 205-823-2111 or onemanandatoolbox.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920 to make your appointment anytime or go online to urologycentersalabama.com. 70 years of compassionate service. They've grown to 10 locations here in Central Alabama, one that's convenient to you. You can find them all online at urologycentersalabama.com. But it's what they do for you that is tremendous. Leading into March Madness, we talked a lot about vasectomies. For a lot of you that watch our show, at some point you may be interested in a testosterone treatment. They do that for you as well. Everything from prostate health to kidney stones. And guys, you know how important prostate health is. Early detection can save your life. It all starts with Urology Centers of Alabama. Let them be a part of your life. Again, the phone number 205-930-0920. But any questions you have, anything you need, any information, start online at urologycentersalabama.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
This spring, make it a week the whole family will remember. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to Greystone for championship golf and family fun. Watch legendary players compete, enjoy activities for all ages, and experience the excitement on and off the course. Don't forget to stop by Hole 10 following play on Saturday for a live concert featuring Blues Traveler. This is a week you don't want to miss. April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team and our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm. United we ride.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Our friends at Way to Wellness brings you this part of the show today. Leslie and her board-certified team can help you jumpstart your weight loss right now. I'll swing by and see them a little bit later on today to pick up some new protein bars. You can see everything they offer at their website at planforme.com. 179 pounds. I try to stay right around 177 to 180. I'm able to maintain that weight loss thanks to their plan they have for me there. Way to Wellness, no contracts, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free. Everything from injection therapy all the way down to meal replacements, protein bars, and everything in between. A whole litany of things they can do for you to help you lose weight and control some cholesterol numbers and other things. It's all right there at planforme.com. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Not too long from now, in July, Tampa will host SEC Media Days. And Brown, some information on SEC Media Days that are out, sort of the unofficial kickoff to the college football season.
We know which coaches will appear which days. The SEC has just announced that this morning. Day one is going to be Kentucky's Will Stein, Missouri's Eli Drinkwitz, Oklahoma's Brent Venables, and Tennessee's Josh Heupel. That is Monday, July 20 down in Tampa.
Okay, so on day one of SEC Media Days, you do not have Alabama, Georgia, or Texas.
No, you do not. They're spread out among the other 3 days. The first day you've got Kentucky, Missouri, Oklahoma,
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
You need it? I
On
think
day one?
I think it's got a buzz in its own. Yeah, I don't know if you need it.
Tuesday, July 21, Auburn's Alex Golish making his first appearance back in Tampa, oddly for him. Georgia's Kirby Smart, South Carolina's Shane Beamer, Vanderbilt's Clark Lee. Wednesday, July 22nd. I can't swear to this, but I think they have been every Wednesday since I've been doing this.
Alabama
and Kalen DeBoer. Florida's John Summerall, Ole Miss's Pete Golding, and Texas A&M's Mike Elko.
So they did not put LSU and Ole Miss same day.
They did not. That would be pretty funny, though.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah, and then Thursday, July 23rd, what's left? Arkansas's Ryan Silverfield, LSU's Lane Kiffin, Mississippi State's Jeff Levy, and Steve Sarkisian from Texas on your final day.
Okay. They never asked me what I think.
They have yet to do that? Greg Sankey's never called you?
They've yet to do that.
Yeah. But you would.
But for me, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, LSU would be one on each of the 4 days, and then I'd build around that. Kiffin would be an anchor on any day. Alabama, an anchor for any day. Georgia, an anchor for any day. Texas, an anchor for any day. And then you'd build around it.
I don't think they need it, but...
Correct me if I'm wrong. Monday, July 20 is the annual there's no sports this day, right?
Yep.
If that's All-Star Week. If we are on All-Star Week.
But I don't know.
Well, I don't think we're on All-Star Week this time.
Is a little later than it usually is.
I don't know. Remember, we checked it. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah. It seems to be a little later in the calendar. It seems like it's been almost right after July 4th week before
It's been All-Star Week a lot because
definitely the last 3 years.
With that said, though, that Monday is typically the home run derby.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. The home run derby.
Whatever that's
I guess it's the Wednesday after All-Star that's the no sports day. Anyway, that's your lineup there. Monday, July 20 through Thursday, July 23rd. For those that care, it's at the Tampa Marriott Water Street and JW Marriott there in Tampa, Florida. On those days. First time either the state of Florida or the city of Tampa have ever hosted this.
July 14th in Philadelphia is the All-Star game.
Okay, so we're a week after. So MLB starting back.
Yeah. So it doesn't have its own week. And am I wrong? Did the Big Ten move to the July 14th? I mean, is the Big Ten doing everything now that the SEC used to do?
Win the championships.
See if the Big Ten announced their media days for the All-Star break.
Big Ten Media Days 2026, July 28 through 30 in Chicago. Okay. So they're actually after the SEC.
Okay.
Now that's late.
That is late. I mean, we're almost to fall camp at that point.
Well, there was a time, not to sound old, but there was a time that we would do SEC Media Days and practices would start the very next week.
Yeah, I remember vividly coaches talking about, we're going back and then, we got fall camp Saturday.
That's right.
Fall open Saturday.
Players report on Saturday when I get back to Tuscaloosa. So.
Yeah, I mean, that was the way it used to be back in the day because it was a much later event then.
Kalen DeBoer coming up at the top of the hour. We'll talk to him. Show being brought to you in part today by our friends at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys.
Shinara.com. That is the website to go to for our guy Alexander Shinara. It's the website to go to when you're in need of an attorney for any reason. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. That is who you use. Listen, he has recovered more than $2 billion for his clients. I really shouldn't have to tell you much more than that, right? $2 billion for his clients in his 25 years. But he's done that. The one thing I am going to tell you is he's done it by focusing on just a few things in his life. They are just non-negotiables: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. Those are the 4 things he's focused on that has turned his practice into one of the biggest in the world. When you're in need for an attorney for any reason, our guy Alexander Shinara. Shinara.com.
You get a lot of fights in practice. Marcus Freeman, it says at Notre Dame, he enjoys when his team fights in practice. Pretty vicious one in Colorado yesterday. Video comes out from Colorado's practice. And the guy in the gold jersey after that touchdown there is Juju Lewis, who makes the The tackle takes him down to the ground, and then he's watching him. He gets up, and he's clapping, man. I love this. I love this stuff, man. I love it. You'll see it again as it circles back around, but
don't think you want your quarterback in that
it's not the guy I won't do it.
That's Juju Lewis, but he gets in there. He says, I'm going to defend the offensive guy here, take the big guy down. Deion Sanders, remember Jordan Seaton, the 5-star tackle that went to LSU and said, I got out of there and I went to LSU because basically we just don't take it serious. They didn't take it serious at Colorado. Practices weren't serious. It was all about Deion. Deion Sanders at the microphone yesterday about not specifically Jordan Seaton, but players talking after they leave the program.
Some of our past players have been commenting on us, which is cool with me. We're not going to be provoked to comment back or to say anything ignorantly back. I wish those guys the best. One thing that I could comfortably say, some people came here that you didn't know of, and when they left, they had a name. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that they were able to earn more than they earned here that could help their friends, family, as well as loved ones, and could help themselves. So I'm happy with that. We're still in good relationship with quite a few, but you got to understand some young men play the victim, and that's not the case. We try to treat everybody here with utmost respect and professionalism, and I hope we've done just that, as well as treating you the same way. But we would not engage in back and forth with any former players. In our aim is just to really please, support, encourage, motivate, and really prepare our men that we have on campus.
Now, I'm not going to get it back and forth, but, some people came here and they didn't have a name, and then now they got a name and they got
this
more
guy
money.
did. He was a big 5-star.
No, people knew him.
Big recruit. But I think you said it. A disgruntled employee, when somebody leaves somewhere, you can't always believe everything they say about where they were.
Well, and let's say this about Deion. I love me some Deion, but he said, hey, we're going to treat everybody respectful. You guys remind me, when he took this job, didn't he say, hey, look, we're Louis all the way, and some guys aren't Louis? And I mean, basically, he sent a ton of people packing, right?
He did.
So I don't know how respectful. I get what he's doing. It's a business. This works both ways, though. I don't understand the shots a lot of these kids take, though. But Jordan Seaton could have played anywhere he wanted to.
Yes. Interesting year from Colorado. And I don't know if it's the fact that, the 2 first-round draft picks or the 2 high NFL draft picks, Shedeur and
Travis
Hunter aren't there anymore, but last year felt different. I don't know if it was Deion's health, but last year felt different.
There was no sizzle to that program last year.
Yeah, and I just wonder what this year is going to look like and where Colorado goes from here. But I'll give Deion credit. He's still coaching, and I didn't think he would be.
Oh, no. It's shocking.
Well, we're going into year 3, is that right?
Year 4.
Year 4. Yeah, I never thought.
He had Shedeur twice.
That's right.
And the collective, if you put the 3 seasons together, he still has overachieved there.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That is true.
Never thought we'd be talking about him in year 4 at Colorado.
Yeah, but I think Folsom Field was a really, really hot ticket, 2 years ago, and obviously the first year, but I just don't see the buzz anymore.
Speaking of buzz, sometimes coaches say things behind a microphone, and you look at it. Did I just hear this right? Does this make sense? Surely you're kidding with me. It wasn't 100% the same. Oregon quarterback coach Koa Kai, right here on one question he asked every one of his quarterback recruits when they come on a visit or he visits with them. One question. Wait, before you play it, what would be one if you had a universal question that you asked somebody as you are evaluating on whether you wanted to recruit that kid to be your quarterback or not? Do you have one that just pops to your head? What would be important to you? What would be important to you?
If you could only drink one thing the rest of your life that is not water, what would it be?
Okay, this is down that road.
No,
Lance.
the only reason, because you can get a personality out of that, and then, let's say they go apple juice. Well, why is it apple juice? And then they tell you a story, and
That's very NFL Combine-like, right?
You can get some background on somebody. It's a weird question. I just threw it out there.
No,
but the last fruit, if you could only eat one fruit for the rest of your life, there's a lot of different directions you could go with this. I don't know if
this is down that way.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong question.
If I wanted like a actual football question, and I'm the Oregon Ducks offensive coordinator, I would say, what is the number one reason you want to be an Oregon Duck?
Yeah.
give me your number one reason that you want to. Okay, if it's money,
that's you're going to learn a lot right here. This one leaves you going. Really, would I turn away Dante Moore if he had answered this question incorrectly? Here is Oregon quarterback coach Koa Kai.
Like, I ask him a question like this all the time. Hey, do you like chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream? Okay, the minute a kid pauses, I don't really want that kid, right? Because you need to have some type of conviction, right, wrong, or indifferent. Okay, so whether you like chocolate or you like vanilla, I don't really care. But if you sit there and say, coach, I don't know. Is it melted? Is it not? What's the brand? So on and so forth. Like, what is this kid going to do on third down in front of 110,000? He's probably going to think about it more than he should. He's not going to have conviction, right? So it's, like I just said, long-winded, I understand, but it's the mental aspect. It's really what we're after.
Interesting.
Yeah, that one's kind of tough.
That's interesting.
It's kind of tough because, that is kind of a universal question, but I like both, and everybody typically likes both. I would go vanilla, but I probably would hesitate. He wouldn't recruit me.
I'm surprised at that because, see, for me, vanilla is an accent piece. That's all vanilla ice cream is.
Oh, I think it's so good.
Like, vanilla is, I either put
Vanilla's my go-to.
No, see, it's not mine. Vanilla, the only thing I do with vanilla, Dunaway, is I put it on top of a piece of pie or cobbler, or I use it as the base for toppings. Like, I've got, chocolate ice or something.
So never a vanilla milkshake?
No.
Delicious.
You realize vanilla is the start. Anything else comes from vanilla.
Yeah, it is the OG.
But I don't just have vanilla. That's what I'm saying. Vanilla is only an accent piece for me. It is never the main meal.
Like if I'm going, cookie dough. It's vanilla and cookie dough, right?
Yeah.
Am I right about that?
Yeah.
It's vanilla and cookie
You're
dough.
saying vanilla is the starting process for everything. Everything.
Now, I think I've got vanilla ice cream before it becomes chocolate ice cream.
Vanilla is the atom of ice creams.
Yeah.
Now, if Koa Kai, if the answer was both, why can't I have both? I want both vanilla
I want
and
it all.
chocolate.
I want it all, Coach.
Why do I have to choose?
Yeah.
I want a Big Ten championship and a national
Or if he
championship.
says, I like chocolate and vanilla swirl. Here's a little curveball.
Yeah.
Soft serve swirl.
But, what is the percentage that answers immediately? I think most people hesitate at that question.
Yeah, seriously, and come on, dude, you're not turning away anybody
No.
over hesitating.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
because I hesitate on ice cream doesn't mean I'm going to hesitate on a throw on 3rd and 10 in front of 100,000. By the way, your stadium doesn't come close to holding 100,000. So half my games are not in front of 100,000 fans. Only in the SEC do you get most of
Would
that.
you go chocolate or vanilla?
I'd go vanilla. It's
Really?
it is my go-to, but
it's so good.
I would start thinking about other things like could I put, vanilla with goat cheese and strawberries. Okay. Now
we used to go to Sweet Frog. I used to pick Jack up from school and we'd go every day. Back in the day.
I did it
and
with Harper.
He would be like, I out-order you every time because he would get this monstrosity of, whatever the crazy exotic flavor and then gummy worms and all this shit on the top and cookie dough. And I would start with tart. And then I might get one topping on my tart. It was very simple, but I enjoyed the simplicity of that flavor. Much like vanilla.
Carter would get their wild sherbet, fruity, bright colored one on one side.
And by the way, Sweet Frog loved it because they weighed it, right?
Yeah.
I didn't weigh anything.
Or then a chocolate or something on another. And I was like, how can you put those two in the same bowl
Those
together?
don't get together at
And
all.
he was like, they're good.
Everybody's an elf when they're under 15.
It's like, come on. Those two don't go in the same bowl together. Let me get you a new bowl. All right.
I would always go with one of the cheesecake flavors and then put either caramel or hot fudge on top.
Damn, that sounds pretty good.
That's it.
It is
That's all
good,
you
except
need.
their cheesecake flavor didn't really taste like cheesecake, so that bothered me tremendously.
Yeah, how many of those artificial flavors really taste like flavors?
Yeah, that cheesecake one was
I
not
can-
good at
Can you taste sour apple candy right now or
Yep.
grape candy?
Yep.
Nothing
No, you're right.
like the fruit. Banana, nothing like the fruit.
Well, I think the banana artificial flavor is supposed to be like an attempt to recreate the older strain of banana that is now extinct.
Oh.
There's a smaller banana, and it's supposed to be like more flavorful.
Spitting some old knowledge. I've never heard that.
Much like the banana, was it Nowilator or Taffy?
Laffy Taffy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back in the
Laffy
day.
Taffy was great. The thing that was terrible was the banana runt.
Yeah.
You could shatter.
I never liked
you
them.
could shatter every tooth.
Never
on
liked
it.
a banana rut.
Hey, one more thing before we get to Kalen DeBoer at the top of the hour, brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher's Shop, where I'm sure LT was there at least in the last 48 hours.
I have not been, but I will be there in the next 48 hours for sure. We talked about price points of different restaurants. If you want the best steak out there, go grill it yourself from the New York Butcher Shop. From the steaks, the ribs, the chicken, the pork, all of the in-house sides made fresh every single day. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. If you want to be the hero, pick up some of these great foods on your way home. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Get in, see Jim and that great staff of butchers. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
1977 was the first year of the Toronto Blue Jays. So in their home opener, they do 77-cent hot dog night to honor 1977. During the 7th inning of 77-cent hot dog night, they made an announcement over the PA system that they had just passed the mark of 100,204 77-cent hot dogs they had sold in one night.
Wait, 100,000?
100,204 77-cent hot dogs.
I Skydome or Rogerson or whatever it's called now for a baseball game.
60,000.
Oh,
maybe?
is it that many?
I think so. 50-something.
Maybe,
60,
but it's also got to be sold out for people to have 2 apiece.
Yeah. It was a home opener, so I'm sure it was sold
it's probably
out.
one of the best crowds I have all year.
Damn,
Some
boy,
people aren't eating 2 apiece.
That is...
that's getting after it, though, man.
Yeah, my gosh. By the way, when are we knocking out the bracket challenge for you guys?
I'll do it one day next week.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I just have to figure out how I'm going to get 9 hot dogs at 9 in
go
the
to a
morning.
Blue Jays
Yeah,
game,
we'll
apparently.
take care of that for you. What is on this dog right here?
That one looks to be a little mustard relish and kraut right there. That was just the photo they used for the graphic there.
Well, that's a lot of hot dogs.
Kalen DeBoer on the other side, part of the final hour of the show, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services, and then we'll talk Alabama football.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Whether you experience any of them, trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Hemp Hill Services, call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the next round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Greystone. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, is bringing championship golf April 29th through May 3rd. Watch the game's biggest names battle it out for one of the most prestigious titles on the tour. Experience the atmosphere, the excitement, and a full week of entertainment. This is the week golf fans love. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team and our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We're just 150 days from tailgating again at Bryant-Denny Stadium. 150 days. Champy's Chicken. You take those hand-cut chicken fingers or whatever to your tailgate, or the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and you'll enjoy a great tailgate watching Kalen DeBoer's third team in Tuscaloosa. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
That's kind of hard to believe. It is already his third team in Tuscaloosa. Coach DeBoer joins us now on the show on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Welcome in, Coach. Hope you're doing well today.
I'm doing great. Yeah, it is. Time's flying by. So year 3, but even this spring's flown by. So it's been an enjoyable, time since the season was over, and a lot's happened.
Do you and the family feel settled in year 3? Do you feel like a Tuscaloosa native? Do you know where you're going? Do you have to have the GPS going?
Do you have anything in boxes still?
Yeah, no, I think we're all good. My wife, I live in a small world. I got a few spots I go to. I think my wife does a pretty good job of getting around, and the kids as well with all their activities. So yeah, we're settled in for sure, and it's been awesome.
From the start of last year's team until I was with them at Oklahoma, these guys were with you out in Pasadena. The post-game comments, I'd always hear the word trust, how the players not only trusted their teammates, but trusted you as a head coach and the coaching staff. Can you talk about how that trust, the belief in your coaching staff with the players and your belief in the players has grown since your first year showing up on campus?
Yeah, I think time is a big part of that. You can come in and talk, and the relationships and the time that it takes to build real relationships, meaningful relationships, I think is the key, and that's in building trust. And so last year's team was a lot of fun to coach. I mean, it's hard to have a perfect team where every single guy is all in, but these guys had each other's backs for the most part. And I think give a lot of credit to our leadership, the captains, the leadership guys, the guys that had been here. I think really only 4 guys went from start to finish here that were seniors that graduated. So there was a lot of newcomers that came in, but they really meshed well. When times got tough, there wasn't the finger pointing, and that was early in the season, right? We know that. And so I was really, I think from a cultural standpoint, I think there were some steps that we took forward, trust, and just, the time that it took to build that. And it starts all over every single year, but there are a foundational group of guys that, can carry that on, that can spread that word to the newcomers that are in the program, whether they're freshmen or transfers. That's what it takes. And it's just really being intentional on building those relationships, trying to find those opportunities where we can build trust, where it's on the field, off the field, and that starts with our staff too.
The Alabama A-Day game is Saturday, 1 o'clock at Bryant-Denny Stadium. A lot of festivities for the fans all day long, and obviously a scrimmage-type game as well. But, Coach, we know most of the work in spring is done on the practice field, not really in the spring game. It's more of an exhibition now. But What would you say is the number one accomplishment from this spring practice where you look back and you're like, okay, I am satisfied that we at least accomplished this in spring?
Well, we still have 4 practices left, and so just a little over 2/3 done. And so to me, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done between now and then. We finish actually next Thursday. I know a lot of times the spring game and 8A is the end. Just with the way the schedule worked and being in the stadium and things like that on the 11th, there's a lot of things we have accomplished. I think we've been consistent, and it's a trend going upwards. Really don't feel, especially in the last 5 to 6 practices, that there's been I think it's been elevated. I was going to say not a drop off, but really it's been elevated as far as what you want to feel from the expectation when guys take the field. Kind of what you're going to get. And I think that's key. And it's easier said than done. Of course, that's the goal, but it still has to happen. And our guys with so many new faces have come in, and they were wide-eyed early on and really appreciative of what Alabama brings to them, whether it's resources or our staff that, are really all in it for them. Strength staff, training staff, nutrition staff, obviously the coaching staff. It's just been an awesome spring that way. Got a long ways to go. We are, probably had more for sure knowns with guys returning a year ago than we do this year. I can point to position groups that are pretty veteran, got a lot of veterans, especially like the defensive backfield. But there's some good in that too, because there's a lot of competition that exists, and there's a piece where on the football field, guys are fighting for, not just our team, but for their own, positions and spots to get out there and get some plays.
A lot of good things came out of year 2. You guys won 11 games. You played for a conference championship game. You won a road playoff game. I'm sure you get sick of thinking about this or hearing this, but why was it so difficult to run the football last year? And how different will things be in 2026? I know there's a lot of factors that go into that, but if you just try to sum it up, a team that only averaged less than 3.5 yards per carry.
Yeah, I think across the board, everyone takes some type of ownership. Starts with me, what's it look like in practice, and what are we really focused on? What are the drills and the physicality? Those type of things. Technically, are we doing drills offensively versus defensively? What's the scout team look like? What's not just what their scheme, but what's the caliber of the scout team, look like that you're going against every day? Because you can look really good in practice, and it just be against guys that don't give you much resistance. But what does it look like there? The coordinators are, of course, on each side of the ball are evaluating their schemes along with the position coaches. There's a lot of young faces. There's a lot of guys from tight end to running back to offensive linemen, where there were some young faces and some new faces. So across the board, you're just looking to be better in all those areas. And I found that, just generally speaking, not just about the run game, that if you can just have a little improvement in all these different areas, it's amazing what it can look like no matter what you're doing. And in this case, obviously we got to be better with the running the football.
By the way, large, if you're going to gift me that hoodie you have on, I need a large. I think that's a great looking hoodie there. It looks fantastic. I'm old. I get asked questions. I was on an AL.com podcast the other day. They asked me, how do you think Kalen DeBoer is handling the outside noise? And I answered, I've been around a lot of coaches at Alabama and some that played or coached there, and I think he's handled it as good as anybody. Why do you handle all the outside noise that comes with being the head coach at Alabama so well? What's one of your strengths in that department, you think?
I don't know. I think you just, through experiences you've been through, where, and it doesn't matter what level, there's some noise, there's someone that's trying to impact your thoughts, and you just can't let it happen. You have to make sure that you're self-aware of what's going on, right? You can't just, perception is reality a lot of times, right? And so you got to make sure you're not just pushing everything to the side, but it's something where you got to be confident that you have a good foundation in what you do and what your process is. And then you got to hire great people. And I trust our people that we hire. I think we got great coaching staff. And I believe in them, that the work that's getting done daily. And then I just got to make sure I provide the expectations, that there's a level of accountability that is understood that needs to happen. Try to pour everything into these guys and try to keep the main thing, not get caught up in the stuff that doesn't matter. Focus on the things that really do.
Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer with us for a few more moments on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. This will be your fourth new, regardless of who wins the job, your fourth new starting quarterback in 4 years, from Penix to Milroe to Simpson to whoever it is this time. How challenging is that, or how fun is it? I don't know. I've never coached, as you might be aware. But what is it? What is the challenge or the excitement in having to reset the page at quarterback every single year?
Oh, I think ideally you'd love to have as much as possible, whatever the position is, set in stone, right? I mean, you're not even naming starter, but just a guy who's a veteran, has got a lot of snaps under his belt, especially at quarterback. So yeah, it is different. But it's two guys that have high ceilings, and they've done a really good job for the most part all spring long. I referred to, I think in the scrimmage, and is it not as sharp as they've been? Well, it's because they've been very, very sharp, all spring long. And so a little bit of drop wasn't a bad thing for them to go through, because what's their response going to be? And, that's been positive here this week, seeing them come back and get back to that level and then some of what they've been through all spring. So yeah, leadership wise, you'd love to have the quarterback, and Ty did a great job running with it a year ago once he was named the starter. But these two guys have been in the program now. They're not new. They're not transferring in. They understand the culture we want. They can lead in their own way, which is going to be different for each of them because they are different personalities. But it's respected by the team. When these guys walk in the huddle, they're respected by the guys in that huddle. They're respected by the guys on defense because there's production, and they also know the character. The team knows the character of these two that are competing for the job.
It was almost undeniable for 2 decades the SEC was the best conference, but the narrative now is the Big Ten, legitimately has won 3 consecutive national championships in football. They just cut down the nets Monday night with Michigan in college basketball. Is this a fake narrative, or is the Big Ten the best conference right now?
Well, I think I just used the words perception is reality, right? And I think that when you talk about the top end, the perception is that. So you got to kind of do a look in and figure it out, and from a standpoint of who's winning national champions, and the expectation kind of as an SEC as a whole is to win championships. That's real, right? How am I going to argue that? But I also think that the conference is in a very strong spot when you look top to bottom, and how competitive it is. I've experienced now for 2 years how competitive it is each and every single week when you step on the football field. That's in a very good place. And, we just got to, have those teams that can kind of get through, the playoffs and win that championship, which obviously we haven't done. So that's a challenge for us at Alabama. Obviously, that's a challenge for the SEC relating to the question.
Well, obviously, one of the great things about the Alabama job is the fan base and the stadium that you guys play in, and fans in the stands for the A-Day game coming back this weekend. How special is that to you now that going into year 3 just to be around the Alabama family?
It is special. Walking into Bryant-Denny when it's empty, it's amazing and unreal and surreal in some ways, running out into Bryant-Denny when it's packed. And, our guys got a taste of it last weekend when we scrimmaged on Friday for the first time, the guys that are new to the program. And it was, I think, something where they all got a kind of a taste of it. And it was like, okay, this is where we play. This is where we do what we do. And, there'll be another level of that here this weekend now that you put some fans in. And it's good for our guys. It's, good for them to kind of feel that, get these experiences. it's coming fast, and all of a sudden next fall, the opener, we're going to have, a packed house and an awesome environment. But it's special. Knew that coming in, and then when you get to experience it, it's really cool.
Okay, on Saturday after the A-Day game, better chance you're on your couch watching the Masters, or you stay at Bryant-Denny and watch Morgan Wallen.
Well, it's the next weekend, right? That's a long stay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 week apart. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Let me pull it back then. Will you be at the Morgan Wallen concert next weekend?
I tell you what, right now I got my kids' activities. My youngest has a volleyball tournament I think I got to get to. She wanted to be at the concert as well, and as well as I have, because I've been to one before, and it's a pretty special event. So, if you haven't got your tickets, and I'm not here to be a promoter or anything, but it's a pretty cool opportunity, and it'd be really cool seeing it at Bryant-Denny. But the day on Saturday, it's an awesome day for our whole program. When we get done, there's a lot of recruits, and there's some family time with our current roster where we come back and have a big barbecue. It's a day that doesn't end when the scrimmage is over. It goes long into the evening, and even sometimes into the next morning with some visits, guys that are sticking through, and staying overnight.
Yeah. Lance is just trying to win a bet we've got up here, and who's the walkout person with Morgan Wallen. He does a walk out of the tunnel, and he was trying to get some inside information to see if it was you. Behind the curtain, he's trying to win money off of us,
Apparently
Coach.
It's not, unless you're just a good actor.
That's right. He's downplaying it. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of acting, very random. Do you have a favorite all-time movie?
I love all the movies that have some type of sports, sports real story to them. The Remember the Titans and the Hoosiers and all that kind of stuff. So I love all those. Those are my favorite. The Rudies, those are some good ones.
Did you like North Dallas 40?
I can't say I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a 1970s movie.
Yeah, it's 70s. Kind of based on the Dallas Cowboys. You'd like it, though.
Yeah. No, I have not seen it.
Okay. The Masters football, was that from a trip to Augusta? It's over your right shoulder?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you played it? You played it?
No, last year I got a chance to watch on Sunday for a short bit. So that was an awesome experience. And so I'll miss most of it all weekend, but we'll try to catch a little bit at the end of the day on Sunday, hopefully.
Roll that DVR. All right, Saturday, 1 o'clock, Saban Field, Bryant-Denny Stadium is the 8A game. Festivities going on all around that. Morgan Wallen does not need a promoter, as Coach said. He is right about that. That'll be the next Saturday, so a lot going on over in Tuscaloosa there. But you can take part in Alabama's 8A Saturday at 1 o'clock. Coach, always great catching up with you. We greatly appreciate you making some time for us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate you as well.
Yep. Yeah, see you at the Regions.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
In about a month.
I'll be here soon.
Yeah, take care, Coach. Thank you. That is Kalen DeBoer, the Alabama football coach, with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
I was honestly thrown off. I thought Morgan Wallen was this weekend, so I think it is in play for me possibly to be able to do.
There you go. Back on Uber
next weekend.
Yeah, no, I mean, all due respect with our platform and our show and our relationship with Kalen DeBoer, but if Morgan Wallen is playing after A-Day, you don't need to promote A-Day. The place would be packed to get a good seat.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get in your seat there and watch football and hang around for Morgan Wallen.
That's right. You get both. Yeah.
The one thing you don't want with a new quarterback is having sand in his boots.
And I was going to say, but it would be really difficult to turn that stadium around into a Morgan Wallen production.
Impossible.
But hey, Fulton County did it with the Beach Boys back in the day, right?
I do remember that. Yeah, that was a big ticket.
But Forrest, if you pull up Bryant-Denny, the layout for Morgan Wallen, you'll see how comprehensive his stage is. Remember, I joked yesterday, all he does is walk around and bounce around, but he does have a lot of room to walk around and bounce around. His stage goes.
Is it an airplane? That's what it looked like, was an airplane, or is that just some sort of design that looks like an airplane?
If it was Taylor Swift, I would tell you it's some key code to a future album release or something.
Morgan ain't that deep.
But it's, it has to go, if I remember yesterday, it has to go maybe 50 yards long or more, the stage, to at least midfield.
But it's got the old walkout, and it's my favorite part of If I Leave Here Tomorrow, the Leonard Skinner documentary, when
the tongue of Rolling Stones.
The tongue of the Rolling Stones are like, the one thing you cannot do is walk out on the tongue, and you should never have told a Southern redneck that. And Van Zant walks out and he doesn't just walk out there and sing. He turns around and waves the entire band down.
Oh, and barefoot.
And barefoot. Yeah, they're out there on the Rolling Stones.
Let's disrespect it as much as we can.
Grocery store barefoot, I'm sure, too.
Yeah, it's not clean barefoot.
Yeah,
no.
100%. All right. Speaking of the Regions Tradition and seeing Coach again, Regions Tradition is coming up in about a month.
It is. You can get your tickets right now, like your spot in, regionstradition.com, regionstradition.com. All the great Pro-Am events that go on that Wednesday. It's one of the great singular days in Birmingham sports. I love it when the weather lines up. We get a good weather day for it, too. The entire event, though, April 29th through May 3rd. You can go see some of the greats in the history of golf. Some of the guys that have worn a green jacket, in fact, they will be competing right there at the Regions Tradition at Greystone, presented by Coca-Cola. So go ahead and book it in your calendar. April 29th through May 3rd, that Wednesday Pro-Am Day. And then the 4-day event, it is a major on the tour, the Champions Tour there. Always gets a great field. Regionstradition.com. Regionstradition.com, presented by Coca-Cola.
Other than Saban and Bear Bryant, Nick Saban, Bear Bryant, in my lifetime, which started with Bear Bryant and is now with Kalen DeBoer, I think Kalen DeBoer is next after Saban and Bear Bryant on handling the outside noise better than any other coach at Alabama. I mean, even Gene Stallings got caught up with the Bob Backrath and all the outside noise with, I guess that's sort of inside noise, but it's away from coaching football.
Well, it's kind of like
Franchione, horrible at it.
So,
Dubose, horrible at it.
Tom Brady. Let's just use Tom Brady. You never worried about that guy getting in trouble off the field.
Right.
Like Kalen DeBoer is one of these even kill coaches. You don't worry about a soundbite that's going to upset anybody. Like, I do think that he completely drowns the noise out. I mean, he's such a nice guy. Borderline boring, though. I think a lot of people want that in their coach. I mean, you're not going to get anything sensational. But, yeah, I agree with you. Like, I mean, it doesn't seem to bother him at all.
Like, Stallings seemed to always, he did – the athletic director then, Bob Backrath, he switched everything from – he switched everything, from sodas to anything. He seemed to change anything. It never seemed to be. Gene Stallings won a national championship, was winning 10 games a year, and it seemed like he was doing everything he could to piss Gene Stallings off all the time. So
Backrath was playing those overs, those Stallings games,
Franchione was horrible at it, so much so that he had a publicist.
Bill Curry wasn't good at it.
Curry was horrible at it.
Makes up stories about bricks coming through the window.
DeBose wasn't good at it. I mean, Shula –
DeBose created it, unfortunately,
Shula was just deer in headlights the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he handled it okay to some degree, but
has he been back?
No.
Yeah,
well, he came back with South Carolina, did he not?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
As a coach.
But I'm just saying, I think that kind of shows
that's the only time he's ever been back.
I mean, the closest person that is anywhere close to what DeBoer is having to do is Ray Perkins. And what did he do? As soon as he got the job, he was so caught up in the outside noise, I'm going to change everything.
Yeah, he's super sensitive.
It's going to be nothing like Bear Bryant.
A guy he had played for, by the way.
And that's why I told AL.com, I go, this guy played, and he's coming from the NFL, and he played for Bear Bryant, and he didn't handle the noise at all. He says, I'm going to do everything differently.
Yeah.
I'm going to take down the tower. It's going to be just the opposite of what Bear Bryant was. So following Nick Saban, this guy handles the noise as good as you can imagine anyone handling the noise.
Well, and there's a lot of noise there. I mean, that's just part of being the Alabama coach, and that's something he talked about in the interviews he's done with Josh Pate and Chris Lowe as well. Like, you don't take this job and just assume there's not going to be noise. Now, I don't know that you can prepare yourself for what comes with being a head coach at a place like Ohio State or Alabama, somewhere like that, until you've done it. I just don't know that you can ever prepare for it. Like, you can talk to enough people who are like, listen, it's a different animal there, or LSU or something like that. But until you've lived it, I just don't know that you can prepare for something like that.
And I think the thing that catches people off guard is, like, no real competitor nobody likes to lose. Everybody hates losing. Everybody hates it. I think what surprises people, even in 2025, 2026 now, is how a loss in our state in college football impacts church the next morning, the mood at church the next morning, the office place on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday until they play again. I think that is the first reality on what is different than at some places. And I'm not saying it's not that way at Notre Dame or Ohio State or whatever, but in our state, to me that's the wake up call after the first loss. That's when you realize, okay, you're the Alabama coach now.
Well, and that ripple effect, as we said, going into year 3, this sounds insane. Can he make it 6 years without winning a national championship? And the reason I say this, they were 11-1 last year. They played for the SEC championship. They won a road playoff game, and Alabama fans are still like, I don't know if this guy's going to work. So
10-2, and played for the SEC. Yeah.
So what is okay? Let's say they go 11-1 this year. They play for the SEC championship game. They win 2 games. A little bit of improvement, but Alabama fans are still going to be like, can he literally make it 4 more seasons without winning a national championship?
I don't know what the number is.
I mean, to your point, you go back and look at what Ray Perkins did right after Bear Bryant, and Saban was better than Bear Bryant record-wise, and Kalen DeBoer is blowing Ray Perkins out of the water.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even
But it doesn't seem good enough for Alabama fans.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you guys think, realistically, can he win 10 games a year? I don't know if he can. I really don't. And that's unfortunate. But when you follow the best to ever do it and people get spoiled and thinking that national championships come easy, just because there was improvement from year 1 to year 2, there was a lot of improvement, and still Alabama fans are undecided on it.
This is something I believe to be true, is that this roster, is going to be more like he's used to coaching. Style-wise, shaped the way he's used to coaching it, more like his roster. And it'll be interesting to see how it plays in the SEC. It's going to be fun to see what happens. But, again, tomorrow on the show.
You had him at 7-5 a couple of days ago.
I said him, Georgia, LSU, Texas A&M, Texas.
And back to you asking if he has any boxes that aren't unpacked. He needs to leave them sealed up.
That was your question.
No, you asked him about the boxes specifically.
No, I said any boxes unpacked.
Yeah.
Adding on to your
I'm just
question.
saying, leave those things sealed up if you go 7-5.
But tomorrow, SEC team tiers we're working on with Brooks, and he'll have a graphic package probably unveiling each tier as we go down through it. But it's it'll be interesting to see, when I was going through this exercise, just how challenging the SEC is.
Yep.
Because, and you'll see it tomorrow, the tiers are top dog, college football playoff contenders, solid but not great, bowl bound, hopefully, rebuild and pray. And before you get to rebuild and pray, the number of quality football teams you have down in basically what turns into 14th, 13th, 12th, and 11th place in the SEC. The quality of football teams you have in the SEC at 11, 12, 13, and 14 is unbelievable.
Yeah, or you should have at those numbers. I thought
just the skill set.
I thought the top dog and the next tier, I thought those were relatively easy.
Yes.
I thought once you got to the bottom, it was a little more difficult.
Yeah, but from you're right, from 6 on down through 16. You look at some of those rosters and not to give anything away tomorrow, but when you look at what South Carolina has on paper, and then you start putting them into what the exercise we tried to do or attempt to do for tomorrow, you're like, God, they've got this guy, they got this guy, they got this guy, but I'm putting them here.
And who's coaching them?
It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you.
That's how tough the job is. Back to your point of, if he wins 10 games every year, first off, 10 games is going to get you in the playoffs. But your point is he's got to not only get to the playoffs, but eventually win a national championship, and that's a needle, man.
Well, LSU lost 6 games last year. That South Carolina team lost 8 games last year. It's a crapshoot on some of these teams. Like a team that we think is going to be pretty good in the SEC will not be good this year. And a team that we think will be very average will be probably pretty good.
Yeah. And it's not – and again, the Big Ten has won 3 straight. But I always question, what is the commitment to football at Minnesota? What is the commitment to football at, insert a UCLA? What's the commitment to football at Rutgers?
Marginal, and none.
I usually start with the head coach, though. Yeah. I think there is a commitment to Minnesota. Yeah. I just don't think they can.
I think it's a marginal commitment, but it's not.
I'm not saying they're bad teams. Yeah. Michigan State, what is the commitment to win there? They should be. But you look at in the SEC, I think we're seeing what the commitment is to winning at Ole Miss right now. We know what it is at Auburn, what they're trying to do to get them out of the doldrums. We know what it is at Tennessee. You get down near the bottom of the list, Florida, South Carolina, Missouri. I mean, Missouri's NIL. They're paying so much money, rebuilding stadiums. I mean,
did Kalen DeBoer admit the Big Ten is better right now? Perception is reality.
I mean, it's hard to argue. Yeah. They've won 3 straight. I don't know how you can argue it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't take listening to outside noise to look at that right now.
It's a legitimate question.
Every headline, you just turn on the internet.
Yeah, words on paper.
Better.
Did you leave Washington to go to Bama knowing that Washington was going to the Big Ten?
He was running for the Big Ten.
that's a Lincoln Riley narrative, running from the SEC right into the fire. All right, looking forward to A-Day coming up this weekend. Don't forget, you can be a part of that. And Brown gave you all the information with A-Day there. Our friends at Odie's, we're there tomorrow at the Edgewood location in Homewood to celebrate the Masters with our friends at Odie's, LT.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We will be out there at 4 o'clock, the newer location right there in Edgewood on Broadway. We will be out, me and Brown, tonight for Odie's Team Trivia. We do that every Wednesday night at the original location in Crestline. Come join us. Enjoy some of the great food from Rodney Davis, award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Get NC Woolaver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
This spring, make it a week the whole family will remember. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to Greystone for championship golf and family fun. Watch legendary players compete, enjoy activities for all ages, and experience the excitement on and off the course. Don't forget to stop by Hole 10 following play on Saturday for a live concert featuring Blues Traveler. This is a week you don't want to miss. April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team and our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm. United we ride.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
Hey, as we roll on, final segment of the show here today, 15 days before the NFL draft coming up. More on that tomorrow. I saw where the Ravens have a new uniform release coming out. Maybe my least favorite uniform in the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens.
Really?
Oh.
I think it is a polarizing uniform.
You mean their current one is, not the new one that they're releasing?
Never liked that whole. I never liked Charlotte or Carolina, Jacksonville, or the Ravens. That whole era of those three teams. And I know the Ravens moved from Cleveland and everything. Those three uniforms, I think we missed on.
Lance, I would say, when Baltimore got the team from Cleveland, and they did the whole Edgar Allan Poe thing with the Ravens, I thought that was super weird, but it fits now for some reason. I just want to say Baltimore Ravens, it doesn't feel weird.
No. The Ravens name, I'm okay with.
You're okay with that, yeah.
See, I think the color combination with the purple and the black works.
Oh, I do too. I'm okay with that. It's just I've never liked the uniform.
Well, the helmet's busy.
And I don't
because-
like the helmet.
Yeah, Maryland has jacked up everything they do with that stupid-ass flag.
Yeah, that flag it's a busy flag. Looks like a lot of countries threw up on one flag.
It does seem like the Falcons tweaked it, got a little bit better. The Seahawks using more of their throwbacks, but I like their uniforms as we continue to tweak and change the NFL uniforms. It'll be interesting to see where the Ravens go. I like the Titans change they've done this year.
I would be, Brooks was showing me a new color scheme with the Rams logo. They're just going a lot of gold, and I don't like the Rams logo. I love the colors, but I wonder if we went back to the 70s and 80s. Like the Kelly Green Philadelphia Eagles are great. The old Seahawks are great. The Oilers are great from back then.
Yeah, I think what you're learning right here.
Did we appreciate that back in the moment, though?
No, you didn't, because
the Dolphins much better. Your Bucks, I know you don't really like the creamsicle. Creamsicle's incredible.
Yeah, I do like the creamsicle, but I don't like the helmet logo
Old
much as I do the flag.
Old Denver better. I think.
Denver's better, but I think what you're doing is you're just going back to what your childhood and teenage year NFL teams were, right?
Yeah, because I don't know anybody that I would say, I need to think through this as I say it, but anybody that I would say that has changed their uniform for the better from when we were kids.
Right.
From the 80s, basically. I can't think of anyone where I'd say, okay, they got it better. Like, I don't think the Seahawks were awful. I just like their old one better.
Yeah. The Atlanta Braves, when they went to their current uniforms, they got away from now their throwback uniforms, which everybody loves, from the horrible 70 Braves.
Yeah, they were such bad teams.
And people hated that team and hated that uniform. When they brought the Braves uniform that they wear most common now, really was a throwback to the Milwaukee Braves when they were world champions and good.
So when you say old Braves uniform, you're talking about just Atlanta in cursive and it didn't have the tomahawk under it?
Yeah. No, and I'm talking about the ones they wear occasionally. I don't even know what it's called, but it's the Hank Aaron 70s era, the bright blue one with
I didn't like
feather.
that. With the big, what even,
I like the
A
feather.
was like, it wasn't a capital A, but
it was a lowercase cursive.
Yeah.
They call it the baby A.
The baby A, yeah, that's it, the baby A.
The one team, possibly the Bengals. Like, I still think it's a bad uniform, but it's better than the stenciled Bengals.
I agree. I agree. The helmet's better. Yeah.
So we'll see what the Ravens do. But it is the actual bird on the helmet that I hate the most. Like, I didn't like it originally. What
are you gonna put Poe's ear on there?
Originally, it was a crest.
Or is it Van Gogh's ear?
That's Van Gogh.
Well, the first Ravens helmet, I think, was a crest.
I think you're right about that. I think they have changed that. Yeah.
And then it's that bird. And sadly, it reminds me of my school, the University of Montevallo. We have a horrible bird logo that seems poorly sketched out.
And y'all are the Falcons, right?
Yeah. So it's a falcon, but
a falcon's a tough bird.
Yeah. Well, so you stay away from the bird at that point, right?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like The Arizona Cardinals helmet.
I don't hate their helmet. When they were in St. Louis, they had pretty much the same helmet. I liked it back then.
Yeah, me too.
I never knew there was a connotation with Cardinals and Angels. Did you know that?
Huh?
Like when you see a Cardinal, that's like somebody's angel that is.
Did they say that?
I just saw that recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that recently too, but then I noticed to myself when I was a kid, I saw a lot of Cardinals. I never see them anymore. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Oh, I got a lot of them in my side yard. My wife pointed it out the other day. She's like, when the side yard, the sink window looks out over from our kitchen.
Yeah.
And she's like, man, I see a lot of Cardinals out this window. I don't know why, but we
a lot of angels. A lot of angels in your life, not as many in yours.
Apparently not.
I'll send some Cardinals over.
One of the
I don't
most
see any Cardinals.
rarest birds
a lot of
out
buzzards.
there is a yellow cardinal. Have you ever heard of the yellow cardinal?
Nope.
And we had a sighting in Alabama about a decade ago.
Really?
Yeah, a yellow cardinal.
Oh.
So it's a legitimate thing.
You can see almost anything, probably not a yellow cardinal, over at Talladega when we go racing again later this month. You can be part of the Jack Links 500 with friends at the Talladega Superspeedway. Get your tickets right now, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA, and jump in with the garage experience and a lot more. It is all a lot of fun. April 24th through the 26th. Unpredictable, the world's fastest speedway. It's the Jack Links 500, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com to get your tickets there at Talladega. It was Matt Leinart a couple of weeks ago when asked if USC had a 5-star recruit that wanted to wear his, 11? That was his jersey number?
Yes.
Yeah, his retired jersey number 11. Would he unretire it to help get USC a recruit? And he said, quote, hell no, end quote. And he went on to say, because why am I going to unretire my number? Got retired because I won a Heisman Trophy, to give it to a kid who could hit the transfer portal the very next year, play 1 year at USC, and then take more money somewhere else. And I've unretired my jersey for this guy.
That's a good point. He makes a good point there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last year, Georgia unretired Dominique Wilkins's number 21 from the rafters over at Georgia for Dominique's son, Jake Wilkins.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah. Yesterday, Jake Wilkins hit the transfer.
Of course
Jake
it did.
Wilkins hit the transfer portal.
Of course
And
it did. Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you do on this. Again, I think retiring numbers, we've talked about that. I mean, we're getting to a point where you can't continue to retire these numbers. I understand Dominique's son asking for it. You wonder sometimes if some of these recruits just see what they can get by the ask. Like, they're told, hey, Matt Leinart will never retire his jersey. Well, I bet he will if I want to sign with USC.
Well, I would come there if you gave me the 11.
Because I wonder how important that is to some. Now, if you've got a kid that started playing, when he was 8 and played through high school and very superstitious and loves the number 11, it's kind of understandable. But I do wonder sometimes if they kind of just push the envelope.
Was it Abdul Carter from Penn State that wanted Lawrence Taylor's number?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lawrence Taylor and the Giants were like, yeah, we're not doing that. And then he caught a ton of flack, though, in the New York media.
With good reason, I think.
But you've already got Abdul Carter. Like, I mean, hey, you get another number in 56. You are signed with the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing you do about it.
But, I mean, he just caught a ton of criticism just for even the idea of it. And the New York media, which is traditionally, they are very, very difficult to the players. And they were like, man, you have done nothing to earn even thinking about Lawrence Taylor's number.
One more thing before we get to trash today. Brought to you by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Storm Restoration Roofing is the home of Greg from Pell City, his wife Andrea, locally owned for over 20 years. And Greg and his wife, 10 kids, right? Deep-rooted Central Alabama family. And they understand what it's like raising a family here in Central Alabama. The importance of having a good roof over your head. So that's why he wants to give you a free, no-cost, no-obligation roof inspection. All you have to do is call his cell number, 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com, and he'll give you that free, no-cost roof inspection. One shingle, one crack in that roof around a pipe fitting or the chimney can cause some water damage. They'll let Greg get up there and inspect for you. He's got a builder's license. He can help you with storm damage repairs. Roof replacement when it ages out. He's even got a soft wash program. If you've got staining from the sun here in the south, maybe your roof's not that old, but it looks old, well, he can clean that up with you with a soft wash program. See everything at stormrestorationroofing.com. Terrace Reed plays basketball at UConn. 4 years.
He played basketball at Michigan and UConn. And they've won the titles in 3 of the last 4 years. Terrace Reed has 0 national championships.
Oh, he just timed it.
He was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Actually, Lance, you should have bet on whatever team Terrace Reed was on to lose the game. 3 titles in Terrace Reed's 4 years in college. He played for Michigan and UConn, and he was on the opposite side of when that team won a national championship. He missed them all. That's bad luck.
Jeez.
That is tough luck, man.
Yeah, wow.
To play for those 2 programs, you would think you would at least get 1 ring out of it.
He leaves college with 0. Kevin Overton's back at Auburn. Part of the portal news is out there. Jalil Bethea leaves Alabama. LeBaron Philon declares for the NBA draft. The portal stays open. We stay open for trash all the time. Brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Let's hit it, Tyler.
Sandra, how far has this family come?
We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I will be enjoying one in about 30 minutes here.
There you go.
30 minutes. You'll enjoy one in
16.
I'm gonna put it over under at 13 and a half.
Possibly. Viral video has captured the moment a fan managed to climb on top of SoFi Stadium in L.A. The individual pulled off the stunt during a Kanye West concert on Friday, April 3rd, sharing their one-of-a-kind view with the internet.
Nope.
Now, I saw recently an influencer slipped and died. I don't know if you guys saw that on some high-ass tower trying to get a...
Oh, is it one of those that climbs without ropes or whatever?
Yeah.
And they've got the selfie stick?
Yep. Sooner or later, it's going to happen.
You knew it was going to happen.
This seems really dangerous, by the way.
You think?
In the point of view of footage, Instagram used the Party's Life look down through the stadium's massive translucent canopy. They have a direct view of the glowing stage and the circular infinity screen below. Text overlay on the video reads, "Got up there without being seen." Now, while balancing on the steep exterior architecture, the fan films the intense light show and smoke billowing from the stage, noting that they, quote, saw the GOAT perform, and mentioned that music legend Lauryn Hill also made an appearance.
A bit of a personal question. When, are you guys, do heights bother you guys?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I can't even watch this.
But does it give you that weird tingle behind your balls?
Nope.
Behind my what?
Balls. No, y'all don't get that? No. Does anybody in the back group get that?
Just keep rolling on this, Brown.
Let's
what
take
else?
A survey. Scott, do your balls tingle?
Wow. They are not currently.
Yeah. So you don't get that that
not from
weird.
That at least.
You don't get that weird.
That's why we see Brown on the ledge all the time, just hanging out.
Can I get personal with you for a second?
Sure, Jeff.
Are you by yourself, or is
no?
When
you're
Jennifer with you?
No, when you're on heights, you never look down from heights and you get that weird feeling in your crotch.
What about if you got plane seat and look out?
No, because it's looking straight down.
So if you're at Willis Tower in Chicago and you're out on the see-through ledge,
I couldn't step out there.
I finally did it.
I couldn't do it.
But your balls would tingle.
Oh gosh, yes. Y'all don't get that.
Is it kind of like when you go over one of those weird hills on a road?
Yeah, that's the same feeling. You don't get that from heights?
Mine's more in my stomach, but I get that.
My balls don't tingle.
I didn't say your balls.
Drop.
I did not say your balls. I said behind your balls.
So your
that's
taint,
totally different.
Yeah,
your taint's tingling.
So your gooch is tingling.
I've seen this diagnosed. You have taint syndrome.
Do I?
Yeah. Taint nothing wrong with you.
I walked right into that, didn't I?
I don't even know where I was. Anyway, this is illegal, so don't do it.
All right. Wow.
No, I've never had a problem with that.
Why'd you go out and see the heights? Because my balls was tingling.
I understand.
Well, Jim, he never said it was a problem.
I can't.
That's right. He never said it was a problem.
I cannot believe I'm the only one that suffers from that. And I've heard other people talk about it.
You say suffer. Some people are like.
No, it's not a good feeling.
Some people pay for that.
No. Y'all are misunderstanding this question. It's not a desirable feeling. It's like a weird. I can't describe the feeling.
Why did you?
I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar like a funny bone feeling.
A little bit like that. Brooks,
usually I'm the one that admits too much on the show.
No, Nick Nick in the chat says Brown over there asking Dunaway level questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man who
much
won,
more fun on this side of the table when you do it.
Man who won Kentucky's $167 million Powerball last year is back in jail after allegedly burglarizing a home in Lexington.
What?
Doesn't make a lot of sense. James Farthing was arrested Saturday on burglary and marijuana possession charges. Now, according to the arrest citation,
I mean, this marijuana, huh?
Farthing broke into a home where a victim said she saw the suspect at the side door of her cameras. Now, the victim told police she heard a loud noise as if a door had been busted open, according to the citation. She also told officers that after the suspect left, she was missing $12,000 in cash she had stored in the home. Officers found Farthing's vehicle in the nearby parking lot after police said he fled the scene before officers arrived. Police said Farthing was taken into custody. This is the latest criminal investigation Farthing has been involved in. In April of 25, he was arrested in Florida on misdemeanor charges of battery and resisting an officer. Farthing still has active cases in Kentucky for a hit and run, and he is due in court soon for an arraignment.
Is that all after he won the lottery?
Yeah, it doesn't say, what the reason is. I mean, I guess the guy just likes being involved in crime. I got no idea. There's no way he spent $167 million already.
Well, I would say the first thing he said was, hey, before I pick up the lottery check, I'm going to need new veneers. So let me get those first.
Oh, yeah, those things. Yeah, he's got some white choppers, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they need to fit your mouth? No, it's a little bigger.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are veneer blind. Like, they don't understand. Like, Matt Damon in Something About Mary, it was over the top purposely. Yeah. But a lot of people have the Matt Damon veneer look from Something About Mary.
Now, is that a tattoo or is that a shirt under his
I believe
tank
that's
top?
a tattoo.
Oh, that's a lot of work there. That's thousands of dollars of work?
Yes, but it's not $167 million.
That'd be a lot of tattoos.
Was that the lady that hung on the bar yesterday, the world record?
She's on her way. By the way, if I could close the circle here, a lot of people in the chat suffer from the same thing I do when it comes to height. So
wow.
Yeah, the chat.
You learn something new every day. I didn't know this was a thing.
Well, I'm glad. We should start like a 5K charity run.
It's not. I can't believe, I really cannot believe I am the only one on the show that this happens to.
Yeah, I get a weird feeling, but it's more in the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you two are close to the rail and you experience a tingly feeling behind your balls, join us for our 5K run down at Railroad Park this weekend as we raise money and awareness, most important awareness for taint syndrome.
So I just looked it up. The search result that will be on this computer is, can heights make your balls tingle?
It's not your balls. Again, it's behind them.
Hang on. Google says yes, standing at great heights can make your testicles tingle, a sensation often linked to a fight or flight response in response to fear or vertigo. This feeling occurs because the brain perceives danger, causing the cremaster muscle to contract and temporarily
the what muscle?
Let's still go there.
Wow.
Yeah, that cremaster.
Yeah.
Cremaster, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably a better way to go.
And temporarily lift the testicles for protection.
Yeah.
And then the next result is from Reddit r/AskGayBros. High places get my balls tingling.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened to me at the Hoover Dam. I was looking down the Hoover Dam, and it happened.
Does Jennifer know about the condition?
Oh, yeah. I said it out loud at the Hoover Dam. My balls tingle. I understand.
Did it echo? My balls tingling, tingling, tingling.
Is it worth stopping? I told you I've driven by the Hoover Dam
Hoover
4
Dam's
times.
really cool. I mean, it's amazing. Jim's been there too. I mean, when you look at it, it's amazing that we did that in the 30s. It's pretty wild.
That's the best part.
Yeah, that we did it in the 1930s. I mean, it's
that and the New York subways, which I think we did in the 30s as well. Maybe
I don't know.
That.
I have no idea.
That we did those two things. We tunnel under rivers and bays.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, so the book I'm reading right now is called The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. And it's really cool. I was telling Tyler about it. So it talks about it's the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. And, we bid, and that was a big deal back in the day.
The more you read, our conversations change, by the way.
Maybe. I don't know. But the Eiffel Tower had just been erected in Paris. And so they were trying to do something to blow the Eiffel Tower away. But just what went into the architect back in the 19th century is really crazy. Yeah. I think we cared much more about it back then.
Well, that's why, like I have friends who are like, there's this bridge over here just off 280. It used to be the bridge, but it's the old bridge now. And people are like, God, when are they going to condemn that bridge? It's been there forever. That goes over the Cabo right here on 280.
Have you ever been
the lower road?
The lower road.
Yeah,
I'm like, We used to build things so well in America.
Yeah, you don't have
I'm
to
more worried
condemn
about the
that.
bridge up here, that main 280 than I'm the one down there.
I do worry about this, like when sometimes it gets backed up on 280 and other people go that way, and I've been stuck on that bridge with like 5 or 6 cars.
Is it
and you're
rated
like,
for that?
How much weight can it take right now?
Yeah, just remember, in the 1930s, they built that bridge and the Hoover Dam. They knew what they were doing.
That's right.
Very true. Man in China has been sued by his neighbor after he spent 10 hours a day blasting, quote, wild ghost noises through the walls after a dispute. Now, when it comes to dealing with neighbors, sometimes you strike it lucky and end up with a good set of people who have no complaints. Other times, however, you end up with people who aren't massively friendly, and you'll argue with them for years and years. Now, in the case of a man known as Lu and Li from China, seems like they have the same names.
They really do, and we only get the last name every time.
Had a dispute with their neighbor, known only as Xi, decided to start trying to scare him. As per the South China Morning Post, 2 men started playing wild ghost noises through the wall for more than 10 hours a day. However, while they targeted Xi, other neighbors ended up hearing the sounds. Now, according to a report, another neighbor who lives 2 floors away was also impacted by the sounds, reported them to officials. Sounds were measured at just under the legal limit, so police were unable to do anything. Disgruntled neighbor won the court case, meaning Lou had to promise not to play any further ghostly sounds. Petty things will do.
Yeah, I don't understand why that was the thing he did, but okay.
And we stay in China here. Chinese video streaming service Tencent Video has launched an all-day streaming channel.
I was expecting a Chinese name.
Tencent Video.
Chinese streaming service, Tencent Video.
This is specifically...
It was the previous owner of TikTok.
Okay.
Specifically for cats and dogs, named Pet TV. By the way, I started the documentary last night it's new on Netflix about chess.com and how it exploded in 2020. Have you watched the whole thing, Forster?
So you've read how many?
Yeah, I actually watched it last night. It's pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I'm only like 10 minutes into it. I started it when I got in bed. But
You've completed 6 books already in 2026.
I have. I don't play. I used to play chess when I was a kid. I don't play now.
And he's a chess documentary.
The documentaries, movies that you watch every night, the sports you watch every night, that's what Brown and I would be able to do if we didn't play golf.
If you didn't play golf, yeah.
By
the way,
I'm going to keep golf.
This has got chess with an anal bead angle. I can't make it up.
Yeah,
can't
I
make
know
it
the
up.
story you're talking
It's
about.
true.
Well, you know this story just based on that description?
I'm pretty sure I had it in trash.
So anyway, I'll give you a brief synopsis. In 2020, these 2 guys invented chess.com. And they had like 1 million users a day. And then when we hit the pandemic, it went like 6 or 7 million a day. It blew up.
Wow.
And so the world's best, I think he's from like Belgium or Sweden. The world's best player.
Magnus?
Yeah, Magnus won like 6 or 7 straight titles. There's this loudmouth kid from America, of course.
Oh, of course it's us.
And he's a streamer and he's going nuts and the chess.com guys back him. But he apparently is the guy that's going to take the title. But that's as far as I've gotten. But anyway, my point was going to be chess.com. Their valuation's $1 billion now.
Wow.
Really?
So anyway,
when you
back
guys
to
play
Pet TV.
When you guys play chess and you move the queen, it's such a valuable piece in your movement. You move it all the way across the board, and before you take your finger off, do you get a tingling behind your balls? It's just the excitement.
I mean, I can't believe.
Only when I got the bishop. The bishop tingles my balls.
Hey, I've never played chess. Does that surprise you?
That does not surprise me.
Okay, thanks, Jim. I've never played chess.
The
I don't even know what
I
that meant.
I had a older brother that is a very great guy, but very strange. And so he did strange things like smoke a pipe at 16 and play chess.
That's my favorite story about
Was
it.
it more checkers in Calhoun County?
Yeah,
right?
it is more checkers.
Yeah, we play chess.
My favorite story about Les's brother is that at age 16, this is the true story. You told this back on radio, and I've never forgotten it. Every time I see him, I think about it. Is at age 16, he walked around smoking a pipe.
Dude, we would go.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
there was a tobacco shop in Brookwood Mall, and so we go to Brookwood Mall, and he'd get his different tobaccos, but he'd walk around that damn mall. He had a GLC, piece of shit Mazda, and he'd drive around smoking a pipe.
But how good did that shop smell?
Hey, it smelled great.
Yeah, it did.
But he looked like a complete weirdo.
I remember we had a caller, and I
beatnik.
want to say it was Jeffrey from Trustful. After Lance told that story, asked if Lance used to get his brother gift cards to the Briary.
I think that's what it might have been called.
The Briary.
I think it was.
Yeah. Okay.
My grandfather used to get that pipe cleaner out. You
That
had to
smells
use
so
that.
freaking
My uncle Haskell smoked a pipe.
Haskell?
Haskell was
He
his
lived
name.
behind the gates,
yeah,
didn't he?
No, Haskell Moore. Yeah, he smoked a pipe, and it would sit next to his chair on the hearth.
They had things, Brownie. It was a wooden thing.
Yeah.
That you had your tobacco in it. You take it off, and
That's
then
right.
it had two things that held the pipes.
And he'd scoop the pipe in it, and then he'd pack it down. When he was lighting it, yeah. He'd smoke a pipe.
Teeth?
Go ahead, T.
Okay, so back to pet TV. Chinese pet owners statistically are willing to pay big money towards the well-being of their animal companions. On average, they pay approximately $300 to $400 for their dogs and cats, and the overall urban pet market is estimated to reach a valuation of approximately $58 billion in 2028. Now, according to Tencent Video, China's most popular streaming service, 66% of the dog owners leave the television on for their pets when they leave the house. I can't make this up. I put it on YouTube, the Rain channel, every day when I leave for Bullet and Chili. They love it. They chill out to it, so I do the same thing. But as a result, the service has launched Pet TV in order to meet the demands of owners who wish to keep their pets company in their absence. Tencent Video, citing the differing senses between humans, dogs, and cats, reportedly tailored the channel's colors, refresh rates, and audio frequencies in order to suit the specific needs of pets. Videos include a duckling in a bath or two dogs patrolling around a neighborhood.
Yeah.
I know the answer here. Dunaway, do you ever leave on the TV for your dogs?
I have. But not recently.
I don't notice my dog watching TV, so we don't leave it on for Charlie.
Yeah, I have, but usually I leave the windows open for them, and that's enough. They get plenty of people walking by, all the barking they want at those little.
Yeah,
it doesn't work half the time. I've told you guys, when I pull up, Chili, our Bullet, is on the dining room table, and he has got the blinds open, and he's waiting on, just standing on the glass table. It's really sad.
Yeah,
he thinks I'm going to leave him.
What
it's been
is
3 years almost.
No, what's sad is that Maggie can't walk the little Angus, our long-haired Dotson, around our neighborhood anymore without him stopping at my truck, because I've got where I take them off property anytime I walk them. You know, we go to out to Veterans Park or to Herdmont or up to the church or to a friend's house to play with other dogs. So it's never just a normal neighborhood walk anymore. So she'll start doing the normal neighborhood walk and walk around the corner where my truck is parked, and he'll just sit down and not move and just stare at the back door waiting for it to open so he can get in. And she's like, come on, we're walking around the neighborhood, and he's just like dead weight, being drug a little bit down there until she finally has to lure him away.
Well, they get used to something. Like I made the mistake of getting my dogs a we'll call it a fancier food. And then I decided to go back to kibble when I saw what the Amex bill was every month for
they started
this.
pushing the plate away.
They won't eat the kibble. They look at me like I'm crazy. I swear to God, they won't. So I am back on this, and it could be a sponsor coming up. So, but it's really good. They love the food, but they won't go back to kibble. They're like, we ain't doing it. And this is dogs that were Chili's on her fourth rescue, and Bullet got pulled from the woods. And
Charlie likes sweet potatoes. He'll eat a sweet potato. Anytime we do steaks,
do that all the time.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Of course, then his poop's orange, but I don't care about that. I mean, but it is weird.
Ours like apples.
Huh?
Apples.
Yeah.
And then we have to
cut up an apple.
Very small because of small dogs. But
yeah.
They love an apple.
No, Charlie will destroy a sweet potato. Like Jennifer will put a half one on a plate, and you don't even have to. You wouldn't know the plate has been used. Like he licks it completely clean.
So after the New York Butcher on Friday or Saturday nights, if we have any of the steak left over and any of the sides, we'll chop it up, put it on two separate plates. It's hilarious, though, because Chili goes straight for the meat, and then she'll eat the carbs. Bullet goes straight for the carbs and then the meat.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Same every time.
Brown, you hit a long putt. Anything tingle after you make a long putt?
My pockets when I get all that money in there.
Okay. Jingle, not tingle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, and that's our show today as well. Don't forget The Last Call. You can go get that with, of course, Jake Coker and our buddy Mick Gillespie. Connor O'Gara is out rolling around with the OG kickoff. He and Will have that going for you. Will Ogburn. I got to learn Will's last name. It's just been Will for me.
Willie O.
Yeah, Willie O. The OG kickoff. Man, go back on Friday's episode where they break down and sort of rewatch the 2010 national championship game with Oregon and Cam Newton and Auburn. Fascinating conversation they had there. I forgot, too, about the Chip Kelly show calls after that season. And don't forget, the new Next Reels is out as well. That's, of course, with Lance and Tyler and their conversation about entertainment. We're back with you live here tomorrow, 9 Central. Podcast everywhere, Apple and Spotify, and wherever you get your favorite podcast. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.